4 o'clock. Don't get Bogdanov in the market, and have a great time.
Same bat time, same bat channel. Brian knows at the big desk.
Let's go over. Now you can hear me. Take 3. Hope everyone's well. The market is positive, is what I was trying to portray. We're back to the upside in a pretty big way here. It's tech. Basically the reverse of what happened yesterday. It's tech that's leading us to the upside this afternoon. We're back to basically session highs right now. S&P 500, 0.14 on the day. Yeah, it was all about Powell defending his inflation fight this morning to the Senate. Coming up next week, we'll get into the Congress side of things as well. So not only 2 days this week, 2 days next week of more testimony and the semi-annual plan from the Fed on what they are going to do. Here we go. This is how things are shaping up right now. 0.73 for the NASDAQ to the upside, the Dow a little bit red, 0.18 downside, 0.13 for the S&P 500. Crude oil, yeah, ouch. What a day it's been. 4.3% to the downside for oil. Energy stocks under pressure as a result. I'll show you the board here in a second, but otherwise, 0.5% down here for Bitcoin and Ethereum, trying to hold on to positive territory after what a day it was yesterday. Just seeing some comments from Biden coming across right now. They were having a press conference with India's Prime Minister Modi, talking about investments from Indian companies into the U.S. and vice versa. So just be aware if the overall market is moving around. Banks, top left today, leading the way as far as downside is concerned. Specifically, some of the regional banks under pressure here. ZION, CMA, MTB, CFG, just to name a few. Just keep that in mind as we head through the afternoon here. In the insurance group, there are a few still in positive territory, however. FedEx still in positive territory. Nice day for them. 3% to the upside. These, however, easily offsetting that and more. Generac, Boeing, to name a few. URI, ROK, all downside. Energy, as I mentioned, still very weak as far as the individual names up here. 3.5 to 4+%, all red. Healthcare stocks are green. Consumer staples are green. And tech starting to show a little bit more positivity as we get going here on a Thursday afternoon. That is turning into, as I mentioned, pretty positive across the board. Let's talk about Tesla, shall we? Because we had it top of the board. Was downside a little bit this morning, coming off a downgrade, a rare downgrade for Tesla. Ends up being pretty weak on the day overall. As we head into the afternoon, though, guys, what are we thinking here? I was watching Rivian. Here's 2.5% as well, trying to get back to day lows.
There we go.
There we go. Shout out to T Daddy there saying we played AMD like a maestro. Maestro Fresh West. You know, we're let our backbone slide a little bit.
You got to let me say it.
Oh, okay.
You said Maestro Fresh West. I'm like, you know I'm going to say let the backbone slide.
Yes.
You have to.
Yes,
you got to.
We let it slide a little bit there, and we're long AMD now. After
Canada.
I cannot believe it was, well, shout out to Canada, first of all. Anybody that knows Maestro Fresh West. I mean, I don't.
Old
is he
school.
popular in the States?
I doubt it.
I doubt it.
The only Canadian rapper that I think got a little mainstream, like Cardinal had a little bit of mainstream,
Cardinal?
a little bit,
Did
a small amount.
Like Choclair, Cardinal. All those
Definitely
jokers.
Choclair, Cardinal.
I mean, there's right now Canada is like littering the music scene,
Northern Touch.
everywhere right now. Yeah, that's right. They came to Laurier a couple times. That was hilarious.
That's true.
They had that one big song. Ain't no man can stand with us or something. Dangerous.
Ain't no people can
hang
with us.
Yeah.
Shoot.
Da, da, na, na,
What the hell's that called again?
da, na. Anyways.
That's gonna bug me. You guys all know Drake though, probably.
Nah, I never heard of that guy either. But
Another one.
you know, all right. Shut up. You're not Canadian. Okay, so AMD, we went long at 110. I know we're going to talk about Tesla. We have some big tech bouncing happening right now. What a great trade Tesla was early. I don't have it. Did you ever trade Tesla today?
I had a couple of trades long, but I did not hold on to it. I have a Google breakout, which is not breaking out right now, which is kind of frustrating. But yeah, okay, we'll go over Tesla because at least we were going long on Tesla, quite frankly. Like most of everything was looking for short opportunities after yesterday. Tesla and Nvidia were the two longs I had off of the open. Once it was above 55, I had a bunch of shots here in at 56, into 57.5, 58. Ended up giving it up when it flushed. Let's ride is the name of it. I knew it.
Good
It's
song.
always frustrating when something's on the tip of your tongue, and then if you don't get it, like someone has to tell you.
Shout out to Will
There's
C.
that level of frustration. But thank you, Will C, for getting that. I wish I could say I was still long Tesla. I think there's maybe a break of 64 here, but there's no size. It's a double top up here at 64, but this Google break's not really breaking out. So I'd look back in and look at that 260, maybe a 62 area for dip buys. You just want to play the trend with Tesla. But I might not pull the trigger on a 64 break. Google finally took out its top when it was trending to the upside, and look at this. I'll probably just give this up with a tight stop. It got 10 cents. What did it go? Yeah, like 10 cents to the upside. I probably just get this one out. This is not looking like it wants to go here. So a bit of a disappointment for this top break. I don't think it's as strong a trend as maybe Tesla, but quite frankly, you'll want to stick with the trend. If the market's going to take out the highs, give me one of these names that's looking pretty strong. Kind of a failed breakout here. Even if it doesn't work, I'd probably come back to this down in the low 121s.
Yeah, so I just want to give a big shout out to everybody. Thank you for watching one more time here again today as we take it into the close. Should be a great close. I mean, I'm always excited to be here to trade, and it was been a very, very big battle back day as we're sitting on our hands here and watching some of these trades come through back up to the upside and to the downside. But again, Tesla, there's so much opportunity in this market that patience will pay off. So just stay tuned, be patient, be all good, and be merry. That's the most important thing. Shout out to anybody named Mary out there as well. Okay, I don't know what else we really want to talk about. We are going to go to big tech coming up soon. I did have something to say, and I can't remember what it is, which is often the case. But let's go back over there to the big desk. It was something about, I don't know if it was about Chocolate or what it was about, but shout out to Canadian hip hop, that's for sure. So back to the big desk with the hip hop man himself, Sharif.
Are you the hip hop man?
I'm not, but thank you for that. Yeah.
Cool. Amazon, 3.3%. Bank of America comes out this morning and says this whole FTC lawsuit that we heard about yesterday was absolutely nothing. A bit of a pullback. Not only did we take out that high, a bit of a pullback right now into significant levels here. If you missed it yesterday, FTC files a lawsuit essentially saying they've signed up millions, according to this article anyways, to Prime without them even knowing. So I would feel like you would see that charge on a monthly basis after a while, but who knows?
I have no idea how this happened. I wonder if it was probably some sort of system glitch. We'll find out more coming from that. But also with respect to the FTC, they put out an open forum for companies to make comments with respect to the cloud and cloud monopolization. And Google sent out a letter to them recently with respect to Microsoft's practices, saying that they're packaging their cloud products too much with other bellwethers like Microsoft Office and the likes, and that's creating trouble for users who can't use multiple platforms, so that they make the cases uncompetitive. So we'll see what the two have to talk about today, Brenda.
Amazon, interesting in the sense that, obviously it's bad if you're getting charged for something that you never agreed to be charged for, but also how great is Amazon Prime for those people who are now in it?
I mean, I don't know anybody who has, okay, fine. Obviously, you should not ever charge people for stuff they don't.
I wouldn't even see that on my credit card, but you are right. That's
it's
like,
not.
what is this, Wells Fargo giving people mortgages out of nowhere, or what's going on here? Like,
as if they're the only bank that did that.
TD Bank.
Yeah, there's others. There were other banks that were. It's always Wells Fargo, as if it wasn't other people that were doing that as well. But look, the truth of the matter is, it's been a big rally and move up in tech. Oh goodness, I should have just taken some of Google out. But Amazon, it had been trending up till it got to 130. You're in a bit of a reversal. I think of the market making a lower high as we speak. This is a candidate for like a VWAP breakdown. But the ones I'm looking at, I'm going to go to Google for a second because it just had another chance over 122. This might not go. So if you're putting a lower high in the futures, you just saw Amazon breaking down, Google's breaking down. I was in Meta. Okay, come on, load. I was in Meta off the top. This is relatively weak. It's at VWAP. So if we don't make a run at this high of the day and we hold underneath VWAP, Meta is setting up for like a VWAP short, maybe underneath 281. Relative weakness in that name. So I still want to be looking long in something like a Google, which is up and which is strong, which is at the high of the day. But look at something like a Meta for weakness. I did get stopped out. You have stops for a reason. You take profit, it stops out at the top, but I should have just jumped right back in when it's set up once again right at that 283. I don't think we see 283 again on Meta. If we do, then the NASDAQ's at that point probably up like 1.5%. So other fish to fry if Meta gets all the way back up at the top. I think you're looking at the short here off 281 now.
So I don't know. I mean, it says big tech bounce.
Some big tech.
Yeah, some big tech. I mean, we could talk about lots of stuff. We've already had Amazon here today, and we talked about getting absolutely railroaded early. And I mean, the fact that I have 170 fills on this is ridiculous. Like, these should be we should have definitely got stopped out right here at 126, because that's what we wrote down on the sticky note. So I'm fine with that. I'm just more upset that we just kept shorting it all the way, and then we didn't get patient enough and wait for that top that we've already seen before, 130. So we finally did do that. We got loaded up down there, got them out, got it again, getting it out, and still have it right now. So now we're dollars in the money, and it's fine. It's just, definitely some missed opportunities there early and not being patient enough with that. So that's fine. That stock can see you later. Oracle, we've just tweeted this out. We're really glad that we've added this to our basket, as we're still short Oracle right now. This just kind of goes with those big 5 or big 7 or big 10, whatever you want. Oracle is another one of those monsters that's just performed real well that I'm willing to short. So we're still short Oracle. Can you believe that right here, 122? This is $2 in the money. So talking about joining the dollar club, member, welcome, Oracle, on that one. Then we could talk about other names. I mean, do you want to? I'm going to leave Intel, which we're still short. Intel's my second best stock today. You guys have all seen me trade that live on the show here today. And then we're going to go over to Shopify. We wrote down Shopify yesterday at about this time with Max. It was later on in the afternoon, but we wanted Shopify 64. So here it comes again, short. Here comes again, short. And it was just off of yesterday. There's 64 right there. So we gave it a little bit. I think up to 64.10 or something like that. We're not stopping out on the very penny. We've talked about that over and over again. So we're lucky not to get stopped out on Shopify for sure. But look what happened, man. Right back in, took some advantage, and really been getting out at the bottoms here. So that's been pretty good discipline there for Shopify. So we talked about the NASDAQ. If we're going to talk about big stocks here, the NASDAQ just is still controlled by those 7 stocks there. Jim Cramer calls them Magnificent 7. How original. But 15.2 right there. Until we break back above that, I think we want to stay short. And we got close to getting stopped out of everything. We talked about that earlier, but we've made it all back here today. And today's going to, after all, hopefully wind up being a good day. But yeah, I want to be short the NASDAQ until 15.2 for sure. 15.3 has to break one more time. But we called 15,000 yesterday. That's came and gone. So next level's down maybe 14.8. But for me, let's just keep on this train. We've been short for a while now, which has been tricky to do that, but patience has paid off on this game. It's the short. And by the way, we'll talk about chips in a second. Over to Brendo about Overstock.
Just keep my eye out here for anything on AI. Falling off a cliff right now. Investor Day underway right now. I'm not seeing any comments currently, but keep an eye out. Heavy volume coming in as well. Down 5%. Again, I haven't seen a comment on that, but we'll keep an eye out. Overstock, yeah. We were discussing this a little bit in the pre-market if you're with us this morning. They won this auction for some of Bed Bath & Beyond's IP, including digital assets, their e-commerce side of things. So nice look today for OSTK.
The market likes it. It's up 20%, guys, up and to the right. It's been bought up since 9:30 onwards. Sparse volume there in the pre-market, but really coming in here. This doesn't include the other lucrative asset that's associated with Bed Bath & Beyond, which is Bye Bye Baby. That's going to be done in a separate auction. That's set to actually garner more interest than the one Overstock one, Brendo, here for their Bed Bath & Beyond's assets.
Yeah, I mean, it's not a huge short squeeze or a short percentage anyway. It's only about 8 or 9% depending on where you look, as we saw this morning. But a huge move here, guys, for OSTK.
Hey, Elle in the chat knows what's up. When do stocks go up and to the left? They don't. It's always to the right, up and to the right. Sharif, man. Sharif, we always goes to the right. We read left to right. Unless you live in some other world, I love it. We love the mannerisms here. I'm just a little bit upset with myself over Overstock today because, I mean, this morning it's set up for a 23 break. Really, okay chart. Thank you very much. Oh, nice, the daily. So here's, if this is the 23 level on the daily. It was set up, okay, if you're going to break through the previous high, that looks pretty solid. There was no volume on it, so you had to wait for it to open up. It opens, kind of makes a run at it once, puts in a higher low, so trend up, and then when it gets over a second time, you're good to go, and it just trends up. So positive catalyst. The problem here was if you're screening for pre-market volume, you knew you had to wait for it to open up, and by that time, you're usually engorging some of the other names that are out there, which is exactly the case for me, but if you went back, looked at it once it was holding at 23. That was the level to watch. Goes a couple bucks. You're up 10, 20%. I don't know if there's going to be enough volume for a trade. I wouldn't be chasing this move. There's some still levels on the daily chart that it could get to. Obviously, it's like 26 even up here. And then the big one, the bigger level is going to be if it gets to 27 bucks. So maybe we get to one of those levels and there's a bit of a fade trade. Just quickly, Alphabet finally started to go. Got some out there in front of I got some 10s and 20s because it's been so slow to the upside. I'm going to hold, see if the next leg can get us to 122.50. Market is wanting the high, at least attempting to get back to the high, and that's the NASDAQ. If it does, this has been a strong name. I feel Google can go. Yeah, Overstock, I think a missed opportunity, but one that you have to be willing to miss. If that had been doing better volume, chances are more people are on it, and it looks totally different. If that was 10 times volume in the pre-market on Overstock, I guarantee you the trade wouldn't have been so simple to go long. That's just not how it plays. It was good because no one was looking at it.
All right, I have really no interest in Overstock today. I haven't really looked at it, so I'm going to pass it back and deal with the chips when it comes back over to me.
Still keep my eye out here. I'm not really seeing much as far as coverages goes for this AI thing. I wanted to show you this, however. This is a chart of Nvidia's price action versus their forward 12-month PE, thanks to a ton of recent increases in analyst increases for their earnings going forward. So we're back here to 46 on a 12-month PE ratio versus we all know what has happened to price, which is still obviously much higher. So a nice look for Nvidia finally.
Yeah, kind of taking that one in. Interesting look there on Nvidia, but the look to me today was on AMD, and that's because yesterday I had it 112 double bottom. That ended up being the level. Today, 112 ends up acting as a level of resistance, and instead 110 becomes the support, and that was the area to go long. So I'm going to be looking possibly here for 112 to act as resistance level, Brendo.
A lot of people with questions, anyways, along Intel lines this morning in the pre-market, and they were talking a lot about Intel as well. 3 days in a row now, downside, another 1.3%. Trying to bounce though right now.
Yeah, I don't think it works either. I just tried. Me and Neil just tried to had the roulette one. Oh, it needs some work. Oh, okay. Shout out to Bears vs. Bulls. Okay, so
Good job, Bears vs. Bulls.
what's up, Yanni in the back right there, Yannick? Yanni Ramy. Now just real quick, man. You guys know that we've been doing this for a while. It's been a great idea, and it's been paying off, and that's been the AMD short. And we've got, come to my screen from yesterday. We had this yesterday. Neil wasn't here. We had $6 in the money all the way to the downside, and we took that, right? We got a lot of them out. I think it was $2 or $3 was a lot of the areas right there at about 115, but we had a 119 short. And then today it's on the sticky note for the exact same trade, basically. And that was just try to find a high that you like, natural high, of course, and then get that and then short the living you-know-what out of it. And that's exactly what we did. And we cashed out all the way down. The only problem is our out was 112, of course, because that's where the players dwell. I know Neil knows that. So there it is right there, 112. And then we were like, okay, you know what? We went all the way down to 110. Let's just go long. So then we hit that long again off 110. And you guys want to talk about R to R. Like my out was this bottom, not even 110. My out was this bottom wick there of 110.15 or whatever it was, going long at 30 and then starting to take out 70 cents. So again, about 2, 3, 4 to 1 there, 2 to 1 there, or even there, then 2 to 1, then about 3 to 1, and it just ripped up and I didn't even notice this, man. Bouncing off 119.20, that's the 200 period. That's an out spot for us. We only have 20% left, but at the same time, that's an out. So we're gonna have to watch out for AMD.
Oh my God.
Yeah, you tell him, Prad. And then you go right now into he's probably watching Bogdanov there. Hold on a second. Hello? Okay, I got it. Okay, it's fine. All right, so right now, Intel also which short? Don't worry about it. The guy's the only person making noise in this whole place.
He's louder than us on the show.
Yeah, right. Don't worry about it, guys.
He has headphones on. He's watching some DJ thing.
Oh, that's why. He's talking about, he's not even talking.
No, the headphones are on, so he's louder than he thinks he is.
He's not
right
even
now.
talking trading, man. He's watching some.
No, it's like a concert or something, I can see.
Yeah, the guy's playing video games. Okay, right there. Anyways, we shorted Intel. You want to come to my screen here? We shorted Intel again, the best of the worst of them. Downside, look at this trade, man. Short. And why did we take that? It just broke the day's low. That was, we were sitting here trading this with you all this morning. So if you're not joining us in the morning, make sure you do that. I mean, some of these bangers that have been on today have been absolutely monstrous. But there it is, all the way down, some nice amount of outs. We're trying to do better holding. I'll always scalp out initially, but try to do better holding. Then look at this, short, short, short again, out, 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 out. Now it ripped up, but then it wicked this top. And whenever I see that, I do try to get back in. So we do take an L there, but then we get back in and then L no more, all the way to the downside, and we're still short here. And then the best of the best for me today was Oracle. Still, well, I mean, the best of the best is AMD, but Oracle right there, pretty early at about 10 o'clock, taking advantage of this movement to the downside, and still in this one as well as we go. But this one we only have 10% left, all the way to the downside, watching out for a 120 break on Oracle. So yeah, I mean, if you're not joining us in the morning, make sure you do it ASAP. Sub up now, get the alerts, get everything, because we're on one in the morning time, and definitely on one again right now. As we'll talk about Shopify, but that's it for me. We're done. Good review there. I like that big board. Back over to you, Brendan. You have to do anything with trade ideas, or we're okay? Okay, let's go back over to Brendan at the big desk.
The SRPT just resumed. It was halted for an FDA decision. I was just reading through this, but looks like they have approved a gene therapy for, US FDA approves SRPT's rare muscular dystrophy gene therapy. So you would think that would be positive. That's why it was kind of confusing me. But downside, it looks like. Anyways, SRPT just resuming after a halt. The rundown brought to you by Trade Ideas, as always. Real-time scanning and alerting used by everyone you see on the show. See what's moving in the moment with Trade Ideas. Check the link bottom right corner right now. Still, I had a conversation with Mr. Noss during lunchtime and confirmed still 25% off, guys. Trader TV 25. Shout out to them.
Fairness, that is what Prav was talking about.
Best discount on the street.
Apparently, I don't know. It is the best discount. 25% is off anything.
We're
is
just
obviously
delivering
fantastic.
for everybody. That's all.
But yeah, and we're gonna have Michael Noss on tomorrow. And what I love when he does the whole, give an idea at the beginning of the week and then sort of refresh it back before. It gives you like swing ideas, and there's stocks to look at. And the best thing about swing setups early in the week is a lot of times like a swing setup can give you some day trades, especially off key levels. So SRPT, it is very thinly traded. I want to get that out of the way here. It hasn't even with this news, halted, news comes out, it's under 1 million shares traded today on $128 stock. So maybe more of a swing type stock than a day trade. You could maybe have something on a breakout if I saw a size show up somewhere, maybe 125, but that is absolutely insane. Watch out for that one. Nvidia looks like it's going to possibly roll back over. 430 was a pivot spot a couple of times here today. If it holds 430, I think we're all systems go to make another run at the high. Otherwise, the stock's basically flat on the session. It closed at 430 and change. Alphabet did make that nice move up. It is still chilling off at the high of the day. I want some more out in front of 122.5. Really, it's just stair-stepping to the upside, looking pretty strong as we speak. What else is moving out here? Oh, yeah, Tesla. And we're supposed to talk about Tesla here. Tesla does not make that 264 break. It is just kind of barcoding. I have to get rid of this wick at some point. But, yeah, just kind of going sideways off 62. I thought we either get VWAP or a break of 64 up at the top. I guess the 62 level could come into play for us here. SRPT, good luck if you want to trade that. That is on the, I would not be trading it just based on the lack of liquidity on that name.
Jesus.
Dude.
I was only looking at the screen and I looked back and I'm like, this guy's a ghost.
Bro, you can't.
I heard you doing,
You trying to like,
I heard you on the midday show there. That was pretty good.
Yeah.
What does that mean?
What?
Is that, it's like, Like
Oh,
keep
you
it on
don't-
the down low.
You don't want to go back on the mid?
Well, you want me to really screw you up? I mean,
he already
I
he
think
committed.
He should do 4 o'clock.
He already committed to it. I saw you commit to that. He said he'd do it already. It's already done.
The only reason I say it is because Randy has quite the commute to get home.
Little,
So
a
I
tiny
like to-
commute for Randy.
I'd like to say thank you so much for even signing up for the after show. So, we'll have a lot of guests coming on.
After the show,
of which
it's
no
the
more is
after party.
important. After the show is the after party, right?
After the party,
and
it's
that
the
will
hotel
be.
lobby.
Yeah, you know what? This is the thing. The after show, man. We could have food.
Food?
We could do drugs. No,
You skipped a step. You skipped.
oh, it's food after the drugs.
There's a couple of things you could throw in there between, but
Man.
you just go right to it. Just jump right in.
Yeah, I'm trying to keep
That's
it.
how
I'm
we're
just
gonna
trying to keep it real.
Meta squeezing. Meta is moving. Okay, Meta's playing a little bit of catch up. I was skeptical that we could get a chance to short off the high again in Meta. But maybe we get that chance. It's creeping off VWAP, looking a little bit strong up there. No Elon 2024. There will not be pineapple pizza after. Although a good pizza on the show after.
Yeah, that's
I'd
what
be
I'm
down
saying.
for a pie, couple of pints, something like that. Can't really do pints here at the office.
You can do pints.
Tall boys.
No, you just pour it into a pint. A pint is just a glass.
I know. We don't drink out of. Nobody
drink
drinks beer out of a glass on a trading floor.
Oh, on a trading floor.
No, it's in.
Well,
it's,
there'd be no trading going on.
no aftermarket. We don't have
The
glasses
reason why
here.
I
We
said
drink out of the can.
that D word there is because of Elon Musk. Remember when he went on Joe Rogan?
Oh, okay. I was wondering why you said that.
Yeah.
But that makes sense.
I feel more that the after show is more like a podcast.
It is. It is.
Right.
100%.
So that's why I'm saying that.
Although I would
And it's
suppose.
hosted by Pratt, right?
Yeah, I was gonna say. I suppose Pratt would definitely approve of that.
Regardless, you might think we're on something right now because of what's happening to Shopify. I mean, we just picked that one out of the air. Clear-minded here, baby. $64 to the downside. There we go. The Shopify just cashing out more and more right now. Someone had a funny thing and called AMD. They just said it's leaking like it was diarrhea or something like that. It was kind of nasty, and now that I say it out loud, but since I already started it, I agree, man. We are able to take that out here at 111 for 70 cents, and now I don't want to be stuck long this name, so we only had 20% left. Now we only have 10%. We got out to 62 there on the way back down when it cracked lower, and again, I missed that top there on AMD, so that's on me, but I mean, still really happy with obviously the way today has been. Positive day despite being absolutely wrecked huge on Amazon early. Brought everything back in. So Intel, good couple outs there. I feel like this is going to go to sleep the rest of the afternoon. I'm not really seeing like crazy amount of action here in the market right now. So this is the NASDAQ. We're well positive. We're well above VWAP. We were above VWAP since the jump, man. It just started going right there early. And once it took 15,000, there's been no love for the downside. If you've been patient and you wait, like if you got this top, that was great, but you had to sort of go through a little bit there. And then that one's really never been tested, so that's been okay. But obviously as the tops come back, I feel like if you've just been net short, this would have hurt a little bit because that happened at 10:30. I guess it was 11:30. Sorry, it's 10:30 in Chicago, where we started to break a little bit higher there, and I don't know if that was expected. And then the move comes back down, so you probably would have been mad because I feel like you would have got stopped out there. And right now we're just in that zone again. So I feel like we're bouncing off of 15,150 here, but I'm not. Normally I'm bullish. I mean, I've really sort of changed my tone in the last 3 or 4 months. Like I was always going long all the time. And those of you that have watched the show know that about me. And really recently I've sort of turned into sort of a sour patch here and really gone short on this market just because of where we've gone up. I love Sour Patch Kids too. I think it's gummy bears.
Of course.
Right. The gummies. Oh, here we go, talking about edibles maybe, but no,
Bigfoot.
It's the gummies that I think.
I like the big feet where you get them for like 5 cents. That's how old I am. You get those.
Yes,
for 5
those
cents.
big feet. They were red.
Those were
right?
the red big feet.
Yeah. What? That wasn't cherry. What was that flavor?
I don't know. Whatever. It was like
But you're
whatever
right.
whatever red gummy was.
Yes.
Tastes like plastic, but you ate it anyways because you'd go in there with whatever you were. When you got no money, you go in there and get a bunch of candy for free at a Becker's or something like that.
Or you go to one of those. What are they? Tuck
there
shop.
isn't
You ever
even
heard
a
the
Becker's
terminology
anymore.
tuck shop?
I've heard the term.
So it's like a little, it's like a place that's like a convenience store.
Yeah.
But they sell those loose I don't think they sell loose candies anymore.
No,
man.
that is definitely not a
Because like
thing.
we had something called COVID, and I don't think they want anybody.
When you
I don't know if
think
guys heard of
about
that, reaching in. No, I don't know.
Well,
when
you think about it, like
COVID's
back
still
in
a
the
thing.
day.
Okay, Fabian, that's fine.
Who just said it's still a thing?
Oh, Walmart's still a thing? I can't. Oh, Bulk Barn.
Bulk Barn's a thing.
Yeah, but you don't. Okay, the thing about Bulk Barns,
Think
you're
of
not
it like a
reaching in those
bodega
bins.
or something like
I don't
that.
like that. I mean, that's gangster. If you see anybody reaching their hands into those bins at Bulk Barn, just turn around.
I actually did see it one time, and I was like, yo,
It's messed up.
I'm like, what's wrong with
But
that? I didn't say anything because I don't want to start a
yes,
confrontation.
Swedish fish. Yes,
Swedish fish, those
That's
are
like a
delicious.
Bigfoot. Yes.
Mike and
What
Ike's
is
are
that
good.
flavor? Mike and Ike's are okay, but I never really liked. One of them was spicy, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Now I would like that, but as a
Yeah, I
kid,
like those.
I didn't really like that. What is everybody's candy? My kids recently got into Nerds because I think they're coming back.
Yo, they have this new kind of nerd. It's
Maybe
like
that's what it
it's like
is.
nerds surrounded in a gummy. So it's like a
Gummy Nerds.
Yeah, it's like a
right?
little like gummy something,
Okay,
and then the
okay.
nerds around it, which is freaking delicious.
There's
We just
Brendan.
had a couple.
He's just like, what the hell's going on here? Hey, Brendan, you like Nerds, Brendan, or what's your favorite candy? Any? Powdered sugar. I don't know if his mic is on. But okay, yeah. Oh, you know what else? There.
That's compressed into a hard little nugget. I don't know. You know,
Yeah,
they're great.
stop being so smart. It's
delicious.
We're. I was more. The powdered sugar Fun Dip. Like, how ridiculous is that? You have a stick of basically sugar that you dip in to powdered sugar.
I was not allowed to have that.
Right. Yeah.
My parents were like,
probably
"That's
smart.
that is a line that you are not crossing. You guys are not allowed to have
Fun
it."
Dip.
So, that was one of those things. I wasn't allowed to have like really super sweet cereals as a
Okay.
kid. So when I got to university,
You just
the
went nuts.
first thing we did, we went to the grocery store.
Yeah, you went ham.
My buddy Zane and I, it was crazy. It was like Cocoa Puffs and what else was there? It was
Like Frosted
Flakes,
Fruit Loops.
Fruit Loops, all of that. It was
So what was your
crazy.
favorite cereal then that you were allowed to have? I know mine.
The only sweet cereals I was allowed to have
Yeah.
was Honey Nut Cheerios and Pro Stars.
I
Pro
remember
Stars
that.
was
What were
basic.
those
It was basically like sweet
Square.
Cheerios, but like in a
square?
It was like
something
Wayne
that, wasn't it?
Gretzky, Michael Jordan, Bo Jackson were like the Pro Stars. And the best thing about that cartoon and the cereal was Michael Jordan wasn't the star of the Pro Star. He wasn't the captain of that team. And he wasn't the most famous.
No?
It was Bo Jackson. At that time, when they had a cereal and they had a commercial, when they had a cartoon, it was Bo Jackson was number one
That
and
makes
Michael
sense
Jordan was
because
number
Bo
two.
knows cereal.
It was back in the Bo Nose days. So back to the markets for a quick second. The market wants the high of the day. The NASDAQ wants the high of the day. The ES, we'll see. I mean, the ES is trying to break tops too, but the NASDAQ stronger. Cannot seem to get above the top. If it does, I think Google's have a chance to go. But it just did another rejection of the 30 level, so 122.30. I still have the evens long, just took some out there. You got to ring the register. We're not exactly screaming higher. And we could be headed for a bit of a dip, a bit of a pullback. What else is moving here? Meta was looking pretty good. Like we'd get a shot to short it off the high of the day. And it gets to 282. And looks like it's already turning around. Tesla is putting me to sleep. At some point, maybe I just turn to something else. You know, it is pretty sad, Tesla.
Did they find that submarine? I
What
heard
is
that
it
they
doing?
had. I know it ran out of.
That's
is
sad.
up with that submarine? Like, why would someone go into a little capsule like that to go down 12,000 feet?
Adventurers.
I'd rather just read a choose your own adventure book and then choose one way or the other. Like, that seems crazy to me to do that.
Why do people
and then
climb
some
Everest,
guy was
man?
18 years old though.
It was because it was
son or something.
it was like it was a big
but climbing Mount
businessman
Everest-
in Pakistan, and his son's like 18 was with him. That's sad. But Everest is the same thing. Everest is
but
a pile
people-
of bodies, bro.
Is it?
Yes. Yes, it's like
This seems like
Dude,
more piles of.
no,
I know what you're saying.
the number of people that have met their end trying to scale Everest is insane.
Yeah. Okay.
It's insane.
I know they found the debris. That's sort of what I was asking. I don't know if I don't
That's
know. Off
crazy,
the coast,
yeah,
I
it's
guess, of Newfoundland, right?
Why go to the moon? No, I hear Greg R. It's like some people have
but
to take
people
that
are going to the
chance.
moon. Like, I don't think this has ever been done successfully down there like that. Like, if I'm going on a submarine, I don't know anything about it. But wouldn't there be like a tie rope, like something
I
that
don't-
goes down with you there?
Well, I
So they
don't
can
look. I don't know.
crank
I'm
you
not,
back up. Anyways, I'm just sad about it.
I
I
don't know.
just, My wife keeps talking to me about it.
All I
I'm
know
just
is the
like, it's
movie
so
Abyss
sad.
is fantastic,
I
and
don't even wanna
that
watch
movie
that.
would freak me out sometimes.
I don't.
Because like I'm not a big boat person, and that's
Have you been to the Science Center lately? It's
been
not
a
even
while.
lately. There's a water thing in there where you actually, in the Toronto Science Center, they put you in like, well, you sit in there with other people, and it goes down, and it's like you're going down that 2,000 feet or whatever, and I'm just like, holy crap.
I'd try that.
Like how
I'm
dark it
down
is.
with that.
Yeah, it's kind of for kids, but it's kind of
I
cool.
don't care.
No, I know, it is cool.
I'm a kid at heart, man.
Oh, you know they're putting the Science Center at Ontario Place.
That's a bit of a.
I think that's going to be fun.
I think it'll be good, but like for the years that it'll be down, it's going to take forever to do. They can't figure anything out how to do things for
it'll take
real.
a while.
I love the Science Center.
Okay, let's
Oh,
talk
now
about...
we're starting to move.
Yeah, now we're starting to move. Let's talk about
Prime
some
real estate.
Prime real estate, yes.
Well-
That's true. Brendan's mic is still
Are you
live.
guys
That was kinda
hearing-
Cool.
you guys hearing?
All of a sudden I'm hearing some real estate.
Nvidia just rolled over.
That was good.
deep.
I like that one. So if you do need a real estate agent, Brendan also applying for his
Apparently that's what he
license.
also
Yeah,
does.
he knows the Science Center is awesome. I like the Science Center where it is now, so it's up to Soze there as well. But okay, let's talk about some more trading here. We just got reloaded, so we got to, those of you that know the show, we have a little graphic for that one. And it is money-making time again in the Katina household because there's Intel. Thank you so much. Thank you, and come again. Cha-ching. There it is right there. Intel on the reloaded right there down to 3260. Huge move again, opportunity to the downside. We're just stacking. I'm so happy to be back into Greensville ever since that disaster this morning. Amazon now to the, Ooh, I got to take some out on Amazon there. It just bounced off that. We're still short Amazon, of course. We talked about that. Right now, $1. Joining the Dollar Club is Amazon. We have a couple members of that club today, including Oracle. We got out of Oracle, by the way. That just cashed out as well. Right there, Oracle out at 120.45. That was $2 right there. So that was a multiple dollar member of the club. And then Amazon right now, $1 on the downside. We've already taken it once. We should be taking it again. I just put a 75 bid and it just ran away from me. So we'll see if we can sneak one in here at 79er right there. We'll take that one and we'll say bearish on Amazon, although it did take my lunch going short earlier, but that's okay. We're back into it now. Shopify continuing right now to the lowest point we've gotten out at was 39s right there. Let's see if we can't make another low. Wow, that 28 was pretty good. Let's put a bid down here at 63.25. All we're trying to do now is just sort of clean up the day. I know it's only 240. We will find some more opportunities, but I know Neil was like, oh, now the market's moving. That's just sad when we think that, and not that you're wrong, Neil.
No, I wasn't talking about the market. I was talking about Nvidia.
Right, and that's what I was going to say. It's very stock specific. So as I'm trying to clean up some of these trades, that's the one thing that I just wanted to say is that I'm only looking to trade stock that we're currently in or positions that are moving. And you're in Nvidia right now, so maybe if you wanted to go over that.
Yeah, Nvidia, it broke that 430 level. I kind of chased it a little bit initially, and I'm like, nah, you can't chase it down to 29. So I got in and out of that pretty quickly off the 29 level. It was meant to be a breakdown at 30. It just happened pretty quickly. When the market's not moving, I didn't want to have a breakdown stop and get triggered in. But once it started going, it just went down so fast. It's recovering. I want to give this back into the 430 level, give it a couple of tries. As long as it's underneath 140, I want to look short. If it reestablishes the long, I think that can be solid. Google looking okay. At least that's holding up. And I wanted to get to Coinbase quickly because Coin is at, okay, this isn't the high of the day. That just looks like the high. So it's not really at the high of the day. There's Coinbase. The high of the day is way up here above 59. But the local high, as Sharif likes to call it, 57.5. I was in this short off 57, kind of worked for 40 cents until it didn't. That's how things happen. Quite frankly, I think it's trying to break out. Bitcoin's doing nothing. We're still above 30,000, but this has been wipeout bottom. The short was great this morning. We had 57 down into 55 when we got trailed out. Seems like it's a bit of a breakout long here. If we do break the long out, yes, I still like 59 to 60 for short. It has to get there first. I want to see the volume pick up. Right now, there's not a heck of a lot of volume on Coinbase, so to take something breaking here, not enough. Like, I know it looks pretty strong. I just want to see some more volume come into it. The reason why Nvidia just got exciting is because it went to a major level, did a big move, and now the volume kind of picks up a little bit, so it gets a little exciting here. So I'm short 429.71, looks pretty solid. Crypto Gangster Coinbase has formed a death cross. If you're into that, fair enough. I don't really look at those like Death Cross, Golden Cross, all that much on a short term. Those are more like a long term kind of thing. And Coinbase on the daily chart, I mean, if you kind of look at what's happening here, the convergence in the 50 and the 200, it's happening. right? Like it's forming the cross. It just hasn't really happened just yet. That is not a good look. But do you need me to tell you that Coinbase is a weak stock in a downtrend? I don't know. I don't know that we need the death cross to confirm that we've just rejected the pop up to 60 and we've had lower highs the entire way through. But yes, today there is a decent chance it sets up the vaunted death cross. That's the 50 period crossing the 200 on the daily chart. So I just got a quick scalp trade in there on Nvidia. We're able to get some out there in front of 429 even. Now we'll let the rest ride. So Nvidia is still in. I still have Lucid from earlier today, but that's just kind of hanging out off of its lows. If it makes a move, we'll let you know. And let us know what else you're looking at, guys, because quite frankly, it's all about waiting for the big opportunities and the big key levels out there. I keep looking to see if Tesla wants to make a run at 264. Doesn't seem to want to wake up over there.
We need to, I mean, I think we've had some good conversation today. It's 2:40, we're trading, we're putting on some trades, we're talking all about that jazz. And right now, only 317 likes.
I guess I should hit it.
I think we got to get that going. Yeah, you should probably hit it too. There we go, 318, making it a little bit better. Thank you so much for enjoying the show, everybody. And please hit the like and the subscribe button. Here, I'll do this, ASAP. Right, that's pretty cool. Fabian built this for us, and I like that. Okay, so it's a good thing that we did get out of, well, not, I don't know if it's a good thing or not. AMD, I'm still waiting for that to come down. Oh, one name that we haven't, I don't know if you just talked about this now, but Root just broke. So it actually, so it actually broke lower right there. I mean, it's not, it's just back to where we were yesterday, sort of on that dip down. I mean, I'm talking about 430. I stopped my charts. We basically don't get data. I think it's past. No, I don't think our charts go that far, do they?
Is it? I thought it was 6. I could be wrong.
I'm just gonna check right now.
Oh, never mind. Oh, no, 6 a.m. it's 6 in the morning we start at 6.
Yeah, I know. I'm just gonna find out where we go. Let's go here. Let me just see what happens right here. Oh, don't.
I could have told you what was going to happen. I knew that was going to happen. I knew it.
Well, yeah. Well, it happened. So anyways, it doesn't matter. But what I was going to say there about Root is that you could see we just went right back to where we were there at 4th. I'm not going to change my charts again. So screw that. But right there, unless it did change. No, it didn't. I'm not doing it again. So anyways, right there, right back into 230, or 1230. Let's just see what happens. Either way, the more important level that we just broke was the intraday level, which was right here, 1275. So now you're down through 1275, starting to make lower moves here on this name. I was pretty sure that offer of 1935 or something, that they probably would have took that from $5 all the way up to 19. And you know what? This is another thing. It doesn't matter where a stock has come from. It's like where it's going, right? And I mean, if you're going to be down at $5, now I know that its high was $480. So the fact that you went down to $6, obviously it's a great opportunity for someone to come in and swoop you up if they do feel like you do have some value add there. Root, and a car insurance company, right? So I'm not even sure who put the bid out for them. I don't know if it was private equity or what, but down there to $5 or $6, all the way up to 19. You don't normally get like 4x on an offer. So I think that's pretty good, like 400% on that. But anyways, regardless to say, I don't know if they're going to accept that. It seems like maybe they're not because now that downside move comes through back down to 12. I would say look out below on this name. The upside here, if they accept that $19, I guess you naturally have $7 of upside. And then basically at this point at $12, you have $7 of downside. I mean, the game started at 6. We went up. So either way, I feel like you're flipping a coin at these levels. So unless you guys know some kind of, I was going to say, where's our 8-ball?
Tails, you go long. Heads, you go short.
Now this is the financial advice.
Apparently you have to go long. It's tails.
Yeah, so there you go. So the deal will close. Yeah, exactly.
Don't
so
do it. I
don't know. People saying what's going on with Shopify. You guys know we're short Shopify, and we've actually been crushing Shopify, and we just took a bid out. So thank you so much right there for Lasmel Melendez. Shout out to Lasmel right there. We'll have a face slap for this one because, yeah, Shopify has been a great trade, and it was actually one that we talked about yesterday going short at 65. So we're kind of glad that we hit that there today, and we will continue to watch out for Shopify because I think it goes lower from here. So let's see if we can get back to the open. For some reason, it looks like Shopify was halted from about 9:30 till about 11:30, which it was not. So I'm going to reload this chart. As you saw, I just had some chart issues. We'll reload it, clear the cache, and then get a little bit of a better read on that. But right now, Shopify to the downside, and I'm pretty happy with the way it's been trading today. So Shopify, a good name for me. We'll see if we can get it a little bit lower than where it is right now.
And someone just said AMC bottom. Yeah, you know what? Crazy enough, usually when people bring AMC to our attention, it's like it's a nothing burger, but not today. It's down 9%, and it just bounced off 4 even. Like, oh, Nvidia just broke 430. That's why you take some profit there. So let me finish the thought quickly. It looks like it's bouncing off 4, probably going inverse to 8 because that's what should be happening. Yeah, it needs more volume to it, but there are worse trades than looking off of a 4 level like this.
Is that the right one?
Probably want a little more
That's the right
volume to come through.
That's the right one.
Nvidia, we did reload it, so we had the short. Just got out in front of 49, or 29, I should say. We put the reload, and then it wicked that 430 level. So it needs to establish itself. The volume picked up on this little downward spike and then sort of shorted it off that rebound. If we start maintaining 430, it's probably going back to being a long, but lower highs had been put in, and as long as we're underneath that 430 level and red on the session, I want to play this. I mean, the market breaks out the high, we probably wouldn't even be thinking about the short there. But if we take out the top, we're probably looking long anyway. So this is a level I just want to be trading off the 430. That's what we're doing this morning. We're short probably early, and then the longs off of this level, lower highs all the way through. I don't think you want to make a decision just yet. No need to rush flipping back and forth on the trade. There's a decent chance the short sets back up in Nvidia, and we're doing the exact same thing we were before. Alphabet's kind of just cruising here, still holding off that 122 break. Even when the market looks like it's going to come down, it's maybe moving a few handles, if even that. So there's no reason to get out of Google. Looks pretty strong as far as I can tell. I don't think AMC is necessarily going to be the one in terms of small caps that are going to move there. I really did think it was going to be a decent chance at a squeeze play en route. It felt like it was setting up, and it just never continued. But then it breaks the bottom, doesn't break down. Maybe there's support at 12 even. You get kind of cute looking for longs like this, though. I think, quite frankly, when it starts to go, just look for a volume spike and a breakout instead of trying to pick a bottom on something like Root. Because 1943 is an offer. When it's down here and has a short interest, if it can't go under those conditions, like, what the heck? Is it ever going to go? Carvana, on the other hand, that did go, but not my trade on the long. I had the long breakout. I gave it to the even. It ended up making a fresh high, testing 26. Ooh, that's double tapped. That's double tap VWAP and back above 25. Maybe Carvana is your runner this afternoon. All of a sudden, it looks pretty good off VWAP here, but that 25 long looks pretty solid.
Okay, yeah, I mean, that route's going to be a tricky one here. I'm just watching to see if there is any other opportunities in this market. I mean, we've just gone up to, in case anyone was wondering, my out's going to be 70 up here. So I do have some more offers on the upside here of Intel, but it's not until 65. So we're going to wait to see if that does come through. AMD is taking a breather, okay, so are we on that stock. Amazon, some people talking about that. Maybe that's starting to heat up a little bit right now. I mean, really. Oh shoot, more crazy bad wicks here that I have to clean up. So okay, I have to get back to you on.
Oh, it's gonna work when I do it. Watch.
Netflix, Nvidia. You've already talked about that. We can quickly look at Meta. Did it work for you? No, it crashed for you. In your face, Neil.
That's what I get.
In your face.
Oh, that's what I get.
For thinking that your charts are superior to mine. Yeah, what a disaster. Okay, Meta rate. Okay. So shout out to whoever's shouting out Meta to us as well. 282.20. Yeah. Wow, I still can't get over that Meta's at 282. That's unbelievable right now. But anyways, Meta only because where we were buying this name, sub 100 or 115 or 112, whatever it is, I'll have to check the account. But wow, Meta is still very, very impressive how much that name battled back in the year of, what did he call it? The year of cost cutting? Or,
the year of efficiency.
Efficiencies, that's what it was. Okay, so I actually want to go long names now. I'm not really looking to go short, to be honest with you. This is Trust the Teal. Shout out to Max. This is the 21 period, this sort of dotted line right there. You can see what Meta's been doing. It's just been yeah, man, we trust that. All the way to the upside, just keeps on riding it. I look at the 50 period more for stuff like that, but if you're going to be a little tighter to the trade, this is a great one. So I still think, I know you guys are thinking that I want to go short because that's all that I ever go, but for right now, I think this is a long. I mean, it keeps on going higher. We're now above the 200, the VWAP, the 50, and the teal. So it just keeps, and it's purple, but just keeps on going to the upside right now. I think if you are going to short Meta, we talk about being patient. I mean, we've already seen 84 yesterday at the open, 84 today around 10 o'clock. So that's still a ways away. So if you are going to be short, I think you're getting close to getting out if it breaks through 282.50 or so. That's 283 right there. I'd like to give it a little bit more room, especially if it's ripping to the upside. I think you can wait on Meta, but let's go over to Brendan and see if he has something else.
I just saw this one pop up again in front of me here, Up, which is that Wheels Up private jet company. I was just double checking. I remember when this thing, oh no, it was a SPAC. Yeah, this was a SPAC conversion. Looks like 100 was the high. Anyway, I remember when this first came to market, it was very, very, they had one of our partial plane in front of the NYSE that they were going to use for this service. And here we are, guys, at $1.75 for Wheels Up. They have officially hired restructuring lawyers.
Yeah, that's what happens sometimes.
Restructuring lawyers.
So they're going back.
I thought I heard all. I thought I heard it all, but now I definitely have restructuring lawyers.
There's always different ways to be able to put the same thing, right?
I should have been a lawyer.
Yeah, they're going under. And quite frankly, sometimes you get like a bit of a dead cat bounce or rubber band bounce, whatever you want to call it. I feel like that might have already happened here. Like it halted down a couple times, kind of held to, and then there's your 250 move, then right back to those lows. If the same thing happens, like if it breaks the low and goes into a halt again, just check back in at $1. Like I think if this were to maybe halt a couple times to the downside and get to $1, I'd be looking for a bounce long. I don't want to chase the short when it's already made that move, but that dollar retrace, I always like that dollar retrace as an idea. You just mentioned Meta. I actually like the short on Meta at the high.
Okay.
I had it this
like
morning.
Right now, though?
No, it's not there.
Oh
yet.
yeah, he's got to go.
No, I had it at 83 this morning, and then I was getting some out at 82, and then I got stopped out at 83.5 there. But I had these lines drawn. I wasn't here yesterday, obviously, but if you look at Friday and then yesterday's highs, you have like 84 to 85 that gives you a resistance channel. So the shorts off of that, if Meta gets up there, that makes some sense to me. But there's room to the upside. UP also had a reverse split. Ooh, that just makes it. That's just actually nastier. It's kind of like Mullen territory. PayPal looking pretty strong. DYZ again. Dizzy again. I don't know, that's the name in the chat there. Thank you for bringing this one up. They are green. Anything green as the market tries to take out the high. The only issue with this double top yesterday afternoon, you got overhead resistance right out in front of it, like 20 cents in front of that top break. So it looks really good if you're only looking at the 3-minute or 5-minute here. Once you zoom out and have a look at yesterday, yeah, there could be a little bit more resistance as it tries to go. So I think like a consolidation long looks a little bit better. Google's trying to go here. There's got to be something else for a long trade that's setting up right here, right now. I keep looking at Tesla as if that's going to do something, and Tesla doesn't want to go. Like it's just, why is it still PayPal hit enter? Yeah, Tesla 262 is giving you maybe like a scalp trade. This is just hanging out way too tight of a range. You need to see Tesla go, then maybe a 264 long. Apple, some people talking about Apple in the chat. That's near the high of the day. It's about an entry to it's an entry that you're looking for, which on Apple, oh, I got wicks there too. 187 hasn't even broken. You're sitting at 186.5. That is the definition of diddling in the middle. I'd be more interested in it breaking the high of the day or giving you a dip buy into 186 and trying the 86.5. I might have to sit that one out as well. All roads keep leading me right over and back to, I hate to say it, but Carvana. You know, like it's, maybe I'm not going to get a 25 long, but that could make a run, give you a 26 break. That's a 26 even high that it's got right now. So there's definitely some trades available for Carvana. If it gets up there, I think the breakout's a no-brainer. The long off of VWAP, I think I'd want it at 25.10. I don't know about risking 60 cents at this point. 3 o'clock, do you want to risk 60 cents when it's 1-to-1 to the high of the day? That's not a trade that sets up very well. You want that long closer to 25. So I'm going to get on the bid here to wet the beak if there's any kind of a dip in Carvana. And then we'll just hold on to Google. I see AGLE probably worth a shot short. I was short reversed into this off of 50 cents. It was a long in front of 50, and then I was short it. It stopped me out, and now it's down at 42, because go figure. Like right after I stopped out of it, it reestablished 50 as a short. I could see the same thing happening at 40 cents here. So Yeah, I'll probably break down trade at 40 cents for a quick scalp. And then maybe if it comes back up and treats 45, I just saw a couple people talking about this one in the chat. I was trading it during lunch. Might be worth coming back to it now that it's underneath 50 cents and holding.
So I was just wondering myself here about C3 AI because they do have Investor Day, and I think it's going on still currently.
I think so.
Right now, but it's not doing a whole heck of a lot. I mean, I don't know, to be only down 3.8%. Seems like that's not that much, but we have fallen off from 39.50 down there to 37. So if we're going to look at maybe a 5-minute chart, you still have 37 from this morning, which went up and down there. So that could be something. It seems like you're getting a little bit of a base down here at 37. So C3 AI, another trading opportunity, I think, on the upside if that happens to come back in. So on the downside down to 37 to try to go long and just watch out for that bottom wick at 37, 36.80 or so. So that would be sort of your out, as you can say. So in the chat there, I responded to you. I can't remember what your name is, but yeah, no, I am watching Intel short. We've already talked about what the market's doing. It's breaking higher right now. I mean, I'm surprised that we're back into positive land and we're right back at this high again. So whether or not you want to short anything, the best thing to short right now, in my opinion, might just be the market because, to short some of these names, I don't know. Like if Amazon gets to 130, that's cool. Intel has been, now coming back to the upside. Intel's still a red name. We're waiting to get a little bit more short, closer to 70. My out is going to be 70 right here. So it'll be more of a hit once we get more shares. But right here, right where we sort of got stopped out the first time, that wick was right there to 68. So I'm actually just going to give it a little bit more room up here to 70. So I am sitting here to get a little bit more short. Then my average price will probably be around 63, 64, which is reasonable for me. And then we'll bring it back down. But for right now, the market continues to go higher. So here, it just went to 65. I'm waiting at 67. To basically double my current position. So I'll double the position up at 67, and then we'll trade it off at 70. And then if it breaks that, then honestly, that'll be fine. We'll give some back, but we won't be red on Intel, obviously. So we'll wait to see what's happening there. Just trying to take a shot on this, right? We have AMD long. So that's kind of helping. If the market wants to go up, fine. We do have AMD long, but AMD is coming down, Intel going up. So that's not the hedge that we maybe think it is. So we're going to wait for that. All right, and what's getting spicy right now, and again, you know what? I mean, I'll just do this right here in front of everybody because I have to. 128.
Amazon's getting interesting.
That's what I was looking at right now is Amazon. I'm just trying to
break.
edit this chart up right in front of everybody because you are coming back into that. So what you got to do is find these candles. This is a great feature. I'm just putting in random prices. This is a great feature there for us to do it on the fly. So what's up, McFly? Right there. It did let me change it there, Neil.
It worked?
Yeah, man. You thought you were mutumboing that.
I've crashed like 3 times.
Yeah, it worked twice there.
I'm doing it right now on Amazon Watch.
Yeah. So
don't watch actually.
It's working. So anyways, 130 is another short, not a short until then. We have a very, very small position left. We talked about having 10% left. We got out there, now we have 5%. So we're just gonna wait on that, but it's been a good one. There's Intel. So our average price right now, 61s. I said 63, 64, so bad math on that, but there's Intel right now. Coming in, there's the fill. Let's see what happens on this one. Being pretty patient with it. We got a 67 fill. Let's just wait to see what happens now on the downside, or 66 fill. Let's wait to see what happens on the downside now for Intel. Short, decent amount of shares, but we're short at 61. So it'll be a 10-cent hit. Let's hope we don't have to take that.
So I'm gonna play it in both directions here in Amazon. I feel like the market's not screaming enough to not take the short in the 90s if it gets up there, but I am going to break out long. I had a stop break long earlier, and then obviously it never really broke 130. The high of the day is 129.99 on Amazon, so there was never a breakout to be had. It looks like it could be doing it here. I just got rid of this, and the wick came back, so it did work for a second for me as well. Then it just got rid of it. 007, Kyle, thank you for the super chat. Elon versus Zuck, who you guys got in the cage match. I answered that I think Elon this morning. But that was based on, there's some assumptions made there. Like Mark Zuckerberg actually has trained in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, which would give him an upper hand. However, I would make the assumption that Elon would get trained, and then he has a weight advantage. So
I assume they both get more trained. I mean, I don't think Jiu-Jitsu is fine for fighting, but like I don't think Zuckerberg's actually fought anybody.
Probably not. And
Right,
but
so
it's
like
always simple, like weight
like-
advantage, reach advantage.
Yeah,
If
but
two
it's like
guys are amateurs, and who's crazier? The crazy guy is going to win the fight every time. Every time.
I mean, Zuckerberg is pretty crazy.
Yeah, but
too.
you think, I don't know. I think Elon,
Well,
I don't know, man. I kind of feel like Elon
I
would have
kinda
that.
feel like
he has
fighting-
that dog in him, probably.
yeah. I think they're both pretty motivated for sure. But that's never going to happen.
No.
It's never going to happen. They don't need to
It'd
do
be a
that.
great charity thing, though. I'll tell you. I mean,
Yeah.
think about it.
Yeah, for sure. But
Elon,
still,
Mark,
I still think they just signed the check. I don't think they actually fight each other if it's for charity.
Well, that's the problem.
And that is the problem. But yeah, that's a great idea. It should be for charity. I was going to say something and now I forget, but that's okay. It was about, oh yeah. Oh, I want to do this. Okay, so here we go. So just quickly here, I just saw this Day Trade the World poll and I answered it. What trend reversal indicator is your go-to? So I selected moving averages, but now that it's like a trend reversal, I'm wondering if you're looking at MACDs there, because once it gets too extended one way or the other, or even Bollinger Bands.
I would probably pick MACD.
I'm going to put this in that there's only 67 votes. So I'm going to put this in the chat right now, and I want to see where this goes. If you guys can, follow Day Trade the World and follow this chat, not this chat, this thing. And then that's what I want to do is also look at, by the way, yes, sir, Intel, we'll talk about that in a minute. Oh, lovely Toronto. If you guys want to see this, I just went out for a walk during lunchtime there and just showing here. This is my favorite street, which is Avenue, which is University. You get all the hospitals here. That's why I really like that. We talked about sick kids before. Okay, right there. Here it is right here. Zuck should be with a CK, but that's okay. Team Zuck versus Team Elon right now. It's 80%.
It's a short form. You can do a short form however you want.
Okay, good. Yeah, okay, good.
You don't
So-
actually, I've had this conversation with people before, and I stick to that.
Okay.
When you're doing a short form of somebody's name, you do not have to do it in the normal spelling.
Right, okay.
And everyone knows
Anyway,
Zuck
it's
is
80% Elon, Neil, so you had Elon.
I think,
Yeah, so.
I like Elon.
Seems
in
like
the-
you're going to be
in
on the
fight.
right side of that.
They're not
one.
doing it, so we should have like we always wanted to do like a Sharif and somebody arm wrestle, but
Yeah.
I feel like those things are fun every now
Yeah,
and then.
yeah.
It's a trading floor. We had some dumbass competitions on the trading floor. Back at the old office, there was like the water bottle. We didn't have instead of
Best was
having
a phone book. Remember we had I forget because he used to
it
go by a
was
different name.
Oh, I know. It was
Jaweed.
It's Jaweed.
I think he goes with now. Yeah, he was ripping the phone book.
But we used to have a room with just boxes and crates of water bottles because we didn't do it by the tap, which is such a waste, right? Like you can
Ridiculous.
recycle them, but then we're drinking all these water bottles on the trading floor, and then we're shooting them like basketball during lunchtime. And we had like a whole system
Ballin'.
set up. People were betting on it. It's ridiculous sometimes on the floor how it gets. I should have just taken it on 83 on Meta.
Yeah.
We were looking, you know what? I'm sitting there waiting for the high of the day. This is
happening?
Now this is not going to load up. I'll just do it with my black chart so you guys can see. It gets to 83. I'm trying to be patient and wait for the actual top, like up here, and it goes right to 83 and does a left turn. So if we get there again, I just risk to the high of the day. Now my chart really hates me on Meta, but you guys got the idea. If it gets back up to 83, I do like the short up there. No idea what's going on with that chart. That's a little weird. Tesla, no break of the high of the day. Amazon did not get to 130. That's still up there for potential opportunity. I think you can go both directions here, but that didn't come close enough to 130 for me to like that short. Google is coming under some pressure. Oh, I might get a shot at this AGLE though. That's starting to creep back upside. So forget about the 50. I think you're looking 45 or 40 breakdown. So if this starts to get back up into 45, that'd be like the next channel. So short the next channel down, giving it to 45. It just feels like this wants to trend. And if it fills any more of the gap in, breaking 40, this was a 10-cent stock yesterday. So trending down every 5 cents to me gives you an entry point where you can risk 1.5 cents to make the next 5 or hold for more.
So I just want to give it a quick update here because we did get out of nothing pretty much, but Intel did come down. I thought it was going to get even lower than this. It came down to 62 there. We did take a piece out, giving us a little bit of room here. And actually, you know what? Let's just put it back on. We'll try to I was going to say, you see, I just hit the key and the thing went down 2 pennies. It's not even like I put a lot of shares. I'm just showing you, if we can even just rewind that, you probably heard me say push enter, then the thing dropped 2 pennies for no reason. It's right back up. That's the point, is I was just trying to show you that, sometimes you just put an order in to change what this looks like, and people run away from it. It wasn't even that many shares. I'm just saying that's funny how just that shot this down 2 pennies and then right back up, right? Once they realized I wasn't following it down. That's what they're waiting for. It's like, did someone try to get 67s? Didn't. Are they now coming to 66? What about 65? So I'm not following this down.
Think like an algo. That's
yeah, exactly. I feel like that's what they're trying to get me to do, and I'm not going to do that. So we'll wait. Hopefully this can come back in, but I just want to give a quick update there because we did get a piece out. That was for flat. So we talked about having a normal position up there. Let's not let this get too carried away as the NASDAQ continues to go higher. We're just sort of, like I said, stacking on a little bit here today and recovering from the morning. So all is well over here, and I just want to bring that to everyone's attention because I still think lower. My next bid on Intel is 56. So, but now that I see this kind of in action, what are we short at? 62.5. All right, we'll put 10% at 60. I feel, yeah, that's crazy. But anyways, hopefully it comes down even lower and we'll take some money. We've been doing a good job today of doing that, of making sure that we're holding on for a little bit longer on some of these places. What else you guys want to look at? All right, Tesla.
Tesla might be breaking the top finally.
Okay, so that's what, I saw something there on the chat that we haven't had a poll in a while. Oh my God, come on. Like there's all these crazy wicks. Ever since I lost that candle, that
there's more of them, right?
Crashed. There's just so much more
right?
now.
See?
It's like, oh, your chart crashes. Well, we're going to make your day a living hell. But there it is, 264 breaking right now on Tesla. That looks good. So I think we can put a poll up for Streamlabs. Will Tesla be over or under? Where's VWAP right here? 263.50. I mean, is that reasonable? It's at 263.80 right now. Market up, Tesla up. Maybe that's too high. Maybe 263. Anyways, let's go over to Brendan.
A couple people talking about Fastly. Apparently, Fastly Investor Day today as well. So someone said something. Huge pop here, 5.5% on huge volume, guys, for FSLY.
So Tesla just broke the high of the day. I got long. I did get out of AGLE. It broke that 45-cent level. So I was short 44, and then 45 broke on AGLE. So we're out there. Tesla, it's hard to see because of that wick, which I keep trying to get rid of. But yeah, the top was 264.20. So I just have a 21 long. I think it can be valid. If it doesn't hold 64 even, I'd probably duck out and wait around for the 63 for that channel up. I don't want to tempt fate by trying to get rid of that wick here because the last couple times I've done it, it is just either come right back or crash my chart. So there you go. Now you can see. So if we don't hold on to 264 up at the top, I think there can be a bid down at 63. I don't want to hold this one $1 against me. Tesla high day, but there was also something else I want to get to. Oh yeah, Alphabet. Someone was saying watch out for Alphabet. Yeah, there was a bit of concern that it wasn't going to maintain this breakout, but it didn't bounce off the 122.40 level. So still into Alphabet. It's still holding. I have not reloaded the trade. I haven't seen a reason or an area to reload just yet, but that could come into play for me, especially if we get up to 123 and reject that, I probably get out. If we dip back down and hold 120, start holding 122.5, which it's been back and forth that level, that could be a re-entry zone as well on Google. I'd rather just let this one ride, see if it gets to that next dollar, and look for something else. Tesla was trying to break that 64 out. Looks like it's not going to hold on to that 64 even. I never want an even dollar stop, but if it gets underneath 95, it's about 25 cents in slippage. As there it goes, Tesla doesn't want to seem to hold that break. That's frustrating. We wait all this time for Tesla to go. It starts to go and then just immediately stalls out. There's lots of room till it gets to 65 even or 66, so maybe we can find ourselves into a re-entry. Just not nearly as strong to the upside as I would expect, but here comes Meta. Okay, so Meta back at that 83 level. We said we let it test 83 again. I apologize for this chart. I don't know why it's doing. There we go. It just filled back in again. Okay, there you go.
Like nothing.
No, it's weird. Like it was just half of the chart was missing, and then you leave it for a second, it fills back in. So double taps that 283. I'm looking for the short here. I'm sitting on the offer at 90. Oh yeah, not going to get 95s apparently. Cancel it, put it back in, and give me the fill. There we go. So the high not of the day, but the local high is just above 283 at 06. I give it to about that 10 level, and then see if risk to reward that can end up working out. Tesla still at 64 even, so that exit point I don't mind. Risk to 25 cents for it to try to go 50, then a buck. It hasn't gone just yet. We'll go for the short here on Meta. Just understand the bigger level is up top at 84 here. So I'm just playing off this even dollar at 83. The bigger level from this morning was 84.
Yeah, so I have that same trade. I'm still long Tesla. I'm long right here at 264.14. I'm going to try to give this a 263.50. Like, that's the 21 period right here. Let's see if I can dip back down.
damn it,
Bless
I
you. We're going to
couldn't,
try to make sure that we get...
I tried.
That's okay. We're going to see if we can get a little bit more down here in the 60s, and then if it drops too much below 50, then we'll get out of this one. But this is a position that I don't mind. Tesla long. We got to have something long. Obviously, we're long AMD right now. And just as an update right there, we did get stopped out. We've talked about this. We got stopped out of Intel at that top side, but you guys knew that that was coming through because that was the level that we're looking at. So bye-bye 71. We do take about a 10 cent. Well, we were short at 62. That's why, thank God, we got a little bit out there. But there it is, right back up to the upside goes. Intel starting to get going now is this market. So far, so good. We got that reload there on Tesla. We'll talk about that when we are more shares. We'll talk about that when we get back from Brendan.
Not much of a reaction here yet, but just be aware, anyone watching, Airbnb, ABNB, the CEO on Bloomberg currently.
Okay. Actually, that's a name we haven't talked about.
Never heard of that channel, so I don't
Never. Well, that's... Yeah, there's other channels out there. But by the time, when we're a trading channel, right? So by the time something happens, or we're talking about AI has their event, stock moves like $1, by the time anybody else gets to it, like there's no trade to be had anymore.
It's just more like it's on watch.
Yeah, they're watching it. They'll give you, give you the story, all that kind of good stuff. We're here to show you what's actually happening with the stock in real time and then the trade that's going to be out there. So I just got into Meta here off that 83. We got 95s. So the range, if the top end of the range has been from here, 82 change, up to 83. So it's like a 80 to 90 cent range. Slap that in half. When it gets down there, we're going to take some out there, ring the register on that one. You just want to make sure you get something. Because if we end up just chilling out, I've seen this before, it's 310, we could just chill out here in this dollar range. And if that happens and you're not taking anything out inside, well, you're wasting an opportunity. My stop, quite frankly, is risking less than 20 cents. So when it goes 30, 40, you probably want to take it there. That's just the nature of the market here. The over-under looks interesting for that Tesla bet, I think, for sure.
Right here, right now.
I know. It's like basically right at the exact price. I feel like those are great bets when up until like 330, they're really solid. I'm going to kick myself for this because Overstock, I'm not really going to kick myself for it, but I should. I really should. Overstock, it got right up to this level on the daily, which was $26, like 26, 27. When it gets to those evens, maybe you look for trades up there. Well, it got to 26. It broke it by 1 cent. That would mean a failed break to 01 and then right back underneath, consolidate under, and then fall down, right down to 25. That's a great setup. I don't know. And the thing about that is, like, even if Meta wins, that's a better setup because on a $25 stock, you're getting a better move here. Like, you're getting 30, 40 cents on a $25 stock on Overstock here. And on Meta, I'm essentially getting the same thing on a $300 stock. So yeah, you had to wait for it to get to 26 very patiently, wick above, give you the consolidation under, then you sit in at 75, risk 25 cents. You actually get better than that. It's probably a 50-cent trade. So 2 to 1 you would have got. Tesla still doing kind of the same thing. Nvidia, we had some success with the 430 short the first time, the second time no. Nvidia is still very slowly grinding higher. I do think Nvidia being dead flat right now, I can't see any way it doesn't trend at some point after 330, but trying to guess which way that's going to be, I don't want to do. If we're still hanging above 430 and the market looks strong, I think you just look for the long in Nvidia late. But right now, you don't want to make a decision because it can't seem to figure it out itself.
Yeah, so Tesla, about that. Our average price is fine at 65. We just got some out right there when it went back upside, but just basically out for flat, 75s, and I think we got a 79 or something like that. Let's see if Tesla wants to work. We talked about where our out is. I mean, if you can't figure out it's at the 50 period, that's bounced off there a couple times. That's generally what we're doing. I'm pretty proud to say that today there was, out of the big names, there was about, I just see someone else tweeted this, there's about 5 names that hit 52-week highs today. Dell, don't own Dell, never had. Eli Lilly, own that, so that's great. Palo Alto, you guys know I own that, that's great. And then Uber today as well, 52-week highs. So the name out of all of that that I'm interested here as a day trade, I don't really trade PanW, which is Palo Alto. Eli Lilly, not really either. But we could trade Uber, and it made it today. It's not that it's at it right now. There it is right there, $44. So when I saw that come through, I was like, okay, what's Uber doing? But it's not not doing anything. It's just it did make that nice wick high to $44 right there. So that's the brand new 52-week high right there for Uber. And the thing about it is like now that I see this, I'm actually going to, it made me a lot of money today doing this yesterday, so we're going to do it right now again. I'm going to write down Uber here at 44 because there it is right now. So now, tomorrow, today, sticky note right there. So we're going to watch out for that because if you're just going to look at the day chart right here, it's pretty obvious, right, that 44. This is what we identified on Shopify yesterday at 64. So if we can get that tomorrow, we might be able to get it today, but there's only 45 minutes left. We are now in the power hour. So it is possible to come up to 44. But maybe if we break it today, it's not something we want to get short. So let's wait for tomorrow for Uber. But again, a brand new 52-week high. And here it comes right now, man. I mean, I want this market to rip. Just simply put, we have Tesla. So I want the market to rip. And we have, what I was going to say is coming into danger right now, Amazon. We're almost, like, good thing we got out. This is up to 130 again. There we go. Let's go, Tesla. I'm not sure we want Amazon. We just got out at 90 there. Piece for 30 cents. Obviously, we want a lot more than that, so let's wait on it. But right there, 130. I'm not sure that's the short that I want anymore. Maybe a break long. Here we go, Tesla. Here we go. Nice little move to the upside. There it is right there. Let's see if we can get back here. I'm waiting at 264.24. So that's been that high. I'm waiting right at that high to get a piece out. Let's see if Tesla can work its magic to the upside. But another piece out. So it'll be fine regardless of what happens because we're getting some out. But still, would like to get this long. That's that 264. We don't have that break, but it came back. So we took that first long there. Obviously a mistake because it did drop down lower, but it just bounced off that 50 period. So far so good here. Let's go Tesla. It's ramped up itself into the close a couple days. Let's see if it can do it one more time here. Only offer is at that day high right now of 264.25.
Yeah, I still have my offer in Amazon to play it in both directions. At some point, given how late we are in the session, I probably give up the notion of shorting in front and just pick one direction and go to a long. But yeah, there's still 40 minutes left. I don't see a reason just yet to do so. I did notice, Dell being up. When you pull the daily chart up of Dell, if you try to remember what happened in 2021, if you go back far enough, there's some big levels. If it gets to 55, if it gets up and tries to break 60 even. So with this making a 52-week high, it's within spitting distance of some very big possible reversal levels. I don't want to speak about the company in general. Some people think the PC market bottom is already in. You can get into that if you want to. I don't want to play that game necessarily. What was the other one? Oh yeah, SoFi almost went red to green like several times this afternoon. This is setting up. So this made a great wipeout bottom, double bottom here at like 835. Now it's trying to take the top off again. This is about 870, yesterday's high. Just a tad lower than that today, like the high 60s it got to. This taking out yesterday's high looks pretty good to get you to $9. That was one we talked about this morning as a potential level if it got there. Of course, SoFi never got there, but it's pretty darn close. And I do like it if we can get there tomorrow. Google, this market just doesn't seem to want to scream higher. Maybe we're waiting for 330. So still languishing up at the high. I suppose I should be thinking about getting this one out, but I'm going to give it actually to break even. I want to hold this till 330. I want to look for reloads at 122 and not be thinking about giving it up. I do have the short in Meta. If I didn't have the short, maybe it'd feel differently. I just missed a reload at 83. Didn't give you the even fill. Still at the top end of this channel. It's already paid out once. We'll see if we can do that a second time. Nvidia just jumped $2. Really? No.
Wow,
Well,
Shopify.
Oh yeah, well okay, it moved like $1. Now it's starting to go. This is what it did before. And I had the short on the first bounce. So it broke this, pretty much the same level. On the way back up, I shorted 430. So I guess I should try the same thing here because it worked initially. At some point, if you keep doing this, green to red, you're going to stay red.
Guys, yeah, I don't know if it's time to be scalping right now or not, but the market is back and forth. So if you're just trying to scalp Tesla, you could have made a lot of money scalping that back and forth. So I do think there are some good ideas there. One thing I wish we did not scalp, of course, was Shopify, because there it is right now, making new lows. Down to new lows. We broke below this 30 finally, and then we just touched 15. I'm just going to hold this until the close. In case this market does continue, it's sort of March I was going to say continue to march down, but we just broke the 50 period for the first time in about an hour, and then we just made it right back up again. So maybe we are not doing anything on that. Look, we're 35 cents in the money on Tesla, and it's not breaking right now, 264. I'm going to feel a little silly not taking it out, but that's twice now that we tried to break and didn't. I'm just right here right now, so hopefully we can get that fill. Again, it's not looking like it wants to come through for us. It just keeps on bouncing, but I still think, I don't know, I keep on forgetting how to bet, but I would bet above. And that's not just because I'm long, it's because we've seen, well, it is why, but I've seen Tesla
50,
make that run. I've seen it make a run late, and I just think that the NASDAQ's up today, it's up 1%. Can Tesla make that run? If it does it, this is well worth it for me as a risk to reward profile here, because we're long at 65. We're going to get out if this breaks this 40 right here. So, it's only 25 cents worth of risk. We just keep on bouncing around. Like I'm like kind of, maybe let's just take a piece. I mean, now I'm thinking about just taking a piece out at 264 and then just canceling that day's high break. So basically giving up like 20 cents just to get another fill, because I don't want to sit here and talk about scalping is working and then I just watch it go all the way down only to get stopped out and not get anything out here, and then watch it come right back up to the top again and get peed
Ask
off.
the 8-ball, says Chimps. We do that for entertainment. You guys know that.
No. I mean, I'm going to ask the 8-ball in a second. It's okay. There we go. I just got out. So I got out a piece there at 95. Okay. I was going to ask you the question of the day here. Will Tesla, okay, so hey, Mr. 8-ball, will Tesla wind up above 263.50? Because that's all that really matters for me. Okay.
Yes.
It says, as Prad sees it, yes. So
He's not even as dead.
Nah. He's playing some
Still
Overwatch
watching
or
that
something.
DJ
Yeah,
concert thing.
exactly. All right.
not Raven?
Okay, so yes. So
Okay,
the answer
apparently the
is
answer is
yes. So if it doesn't go above 263.50, then you have a lot of shade at Pratt, because that's
It's
that's what
all
that's
his
like.
fault.
Yeah.
No,
You
it's
can't
not.
hear us because, again,
This market can't get higher for a lot of reasons, but like how many stocks are you going to pull up? Same thing. So Microsoft trying to break 339. One of the strongest names all day long, up 1.5%. You just see it at 339. You could just be shorting off this. I'm over there at Meta trying to grab, well, okay, I'm probably going to get it though. I'm trying to grab the first 25 cents of the move, but here you already have something which is giving you more or less the same thing off a clean even dollar level that is at the high of the day. Whereas Meta, I feel like I was diddling a bit
here
because
comes
this is
AMD.
not at the top. Oh yeah, I thought I had a bid there. So Meta right back in. We'll get that 1-to-1 off the reload and then try to work lower. Yeah, you bid, and then it decides to move up on you the second you throw the bid in. That's what happens. We already talked about that. So this is moving down a little bit here. And remember Nvidia? I was like, oh, I'll just go back and try to short. Yeah, I didn't get it. So there was a bounce the last time that Nvidia did this, and it gave you an opportunity to kind of go sideways and consolidate for the short. This time it's just flushing. So a bit of a different story here on Nvidia than before. It's a heck of a lot weaker this time through on the 430 level. I guess I should have been more aggressive. So the short's starting to work out here. If you got them, great. I got to worry a little bit about Google. Now it feels different. If it breaks this consolidation again, I probably dip out of this trade. Just a little bit weaker the way the market is coming down in here, and it's also 323. If Nvidia continues to flush, it has a tendency to be able to drag the market with it, and at some point I got to get out of this Lucid trade. I'm holding on to like 5% of this Lucid trade. Not for dear life. I already took, remember 575? Like it's already hit this twice.
we have the same position. So
Yeah,
I
it's
know.
like if it breaks 575, like it really could go. Like there's still enough time in the day that if Lucid on a 6 break earlier were to take out 75, it could still get to 550. So you're holding out some hope. Like there was a trader that I was a trainee with. It was Oscar. You'll remember him.
Yeah.
And he used to say, like, if you've already gotten out, like you've taken out 80%, you've scalped out, and now you're holding, and nothing in that amount that you're holding is giving you a reason to change your decision, then why do you force yourself to take something out? And he was like, yeah, just hold it. Like, it's the whole point. Like, that last 10% that you're holding for the bigger move, if you have a stop on it, and if you have a target on it, and neither of those things have happened, and it's not the end of the day, then just hang on. You're not forced to make a decision. Now, Oscar probably took that too far sometimes.
Whoever
as you know.
hired that guy was probably a genius. So.
He was a smart guy, but you know how he used to get sometimes. Like, he would get really stubborn about things when he was in the money, and he would let them go back against him, and that was the problem with Oscar. So I just rinsed and repeated Meta. It just keeps wanting to give you like 30 cents on that trade. If we get a real market flush, I think we see 82s. I think we can see VWAP as well. So while you're here, ring the register inside and then see if you can't break even further down. Google probably not going to end up working out. I'm going to trail this underneath 35, I guess.
Okay, so in new developments here, we did go longer on AMD against 110. This is going to be a real quick trade, man, if it gives it up. You've been net short, obviously, AMD for the last little while, and it doesn't feel right to be long. But we were long early, made that money. We can't even lose. Like, the fact that we took this out at 111, you know, our break is quite simple. So the break's 110. It's been the bottom of the day. We're here for trying that. And then I do have another bid to get more shares, to get like a lot more shares. Not a lot more shares, but about triple my position if it comes into the O's here. So we'll have to watch out for that. The reason why I want O's, it's not that, you know, like losing 15 cents here, about just like loading up right now at 15. Sure, you give up the fact that if it doesn't go into the O's and this thing goes right back to 110.50 or something like that, you miss the opportunity. But when a stock is down 2% and I'm already thinking, like we've already made a lot of money short, we've talked about the short in this name, so on and so forth, I would just feel like I need to have like the best price if I'm going to do anything on this to the long side, so I have to wait a little bit. We just bought some 18s, which gives me the average price of 21, so we'll wait to see if it can work from now. But there goes Tesla. So again, you know, it's now below, so it just broke that level. Like how good, see now I don't, like now I feel fine because, you know, we did get that piece out right there. It allowed us to reload it right there at 50, and then we got out when it broke through 40. So we actually got a 34 fill or something, it looks like, which is pretty good. The liquidity is pretty good right now. So lots of fill, lots of opportunity right there. But look what's happening to Intel. Like we get stopped out at 71. There's no way I can know to give that to 78. But look where it's going now, straight down. So that one, well, whenever that happens, you're going to always look back and be like, hey, I should have, could have, would have, should have. But that's not the way trading is. So those are good outs there. I'm happy to get it out when it broke the high. Just sucks that it did happen. So we will flush ourselves down the toilet. I mean, we can't just keep hitting, you know, emojis or whatever these things are, gifts for successful trades.
I got this one.
We got to talk about ones that we get flushed down the toilet for.
Hola.
That's a good
Like and subscribe today.
That's the best one.
So you know what I don't? The one I don't like is mine for this.
Oh, that.
I don't know. I feel like
It's probably better than mine.
it's too much. I don't know. I don't really do a very good Italian accent.
The funny thing is, Fabian was just like, just keep pointing like this and just do stuff like that. And I was like, what the hell am I
That's
pointing to?
exactly the direction I got.
Right. So he's
Yeah.
great at the board. Maybe not a great director, but it worked out. We got.
We're not professional actors. You got to give us some real direction. Like just keep pointing like this and make faces.
Tesla
yeah, that's
is,
all I got. What? Yeah, Tesla. By the way, Wheels Up. Wheels Up is making another push to the downside. I know I said I would look for $1 of defense. However, it's 3:30. The later we get in the day, the notion of it making a bounce at $1 is less and less appealing. There's less time for it to make the bounce, to get in and out of position, for it to work for you. So I don't know if that's going to give me an opportunity. I have written it down on my iPad for tomorrow, like Dell 55, Overstock 27. This Wheels Up at $1 if it gets there and can make a bit of a bounce. So it might not be something that we end up trading, or at least I end up trading this afternoon. That's a time thing. So we're right back up to the top on Meta. Well, close enough anyways. So we're going to go dance with this again. I feel like I want to wait till 3:30 to get an early look before I reload a third time. But the channel's worked here, so you might as well go back to it. Just going to give it some time. Google is right back at the high. But, I mean, Nvidia is just bleeding right now. Like, there hasn't been an area to, like, what I see, when a stock breaks down like this and I don't have the breakdown, I'm always looking for, like, give me a consolidation to enter the position. So, like, show me, okay, underneath 430, okay, we're going to go. We're going to short underneath 430. We're going to work it to the downside. It is just not giving you that kind of an entry, and we're running out of time here. So I don't want a flat bottom break. There isn't one available. I suppose 427 was a decent level this morning, but taking that right at 430, I still want to see a consolidation or a bounce up that I can fade here. in Nvidia. Definitely looks like it's going to be weak going into that close. Goes without saying. I do have Meta. Google's back at the high of the day, but that's not doing anything. But they're not really moving that much. That's like an if the market continues to fall kind of thing.
Right.
It should be good if the market continues to fall, but the market is still within the same 30 handle range up at the top. Look at Google. The break of 122 was good, but what is it doing now? It's not giving you a reason to do anything. I have a trailing stop if it breaks this consolidation, and if we go up, I'm out at 123. It was Nvidia that just, it's not a dump right now, but it looked like it wanted to close green for a brief minute. And just one more for you here, the biggest and the baddest of all of them, Apple. This is starting to roll over. So if you like the shorts, Apple has a chance to break its channel down. If Apple sees VWAP, a lot of things are going to fall. Let's put it that way. I don't want to say the market's going to tank. That's probably overstating it. But if Apple makes its move to VWAP, then Meta's going to work. Yeah, Meta's actually starting to work now. So it's starting to break channel down. I should be tighter to 282, so I'm going to go tighter to 282 here, and then see if we can't hold on to this. It probably means Google's going to trail out in a few cents here. But yeah, one of these was going to work better than the other, guaranteed. That's why you have a tight stop.
All right, so we will flush ourselves down the toilet, of course, because we went long in front of that AMD level, but we got out immediately and then went short. So, we were just able to cash out a little bit on that short as well. So now we're back into the short. Like I said, I told you it felt a little dirty being long AMD because of our negative bias towards it. But we get back into that short now, and now we feel a little bit better. I'm going to give it to basically that teal like 110.30 or so. So if it does come all the way back up on this one, we'll watch out for that because the market just broke below the 50 period. Although we had a nice little run up there to 15.2, we still rejected it. So yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if we do make at least a move. I don't think being back to VWAP would be epic, but 15.1, 15.120, something like that into there.
Early looks a buy.
Possible good. Yeah, I see that 780 to buy. So we'll wait to see on that one from Brendan at 330. So the early mock imbalance is to buy. So let's just be careful. Again, we're not trying to set the world on fire right now. The market's down, but this is still not really moving. So be patient with everything right now. If you've got longs, judge your levels, try to figure them all out. If you've got shorts, just watch out because we are bouncing off now. The shorts haven't been really good this afternoon until just now. Like you mentioned, Meta not doing much. Here goes AMD, it breaks, goes back up. I don't know. I feel like you want to be a little more patient with it than maybe we've been. So we're going to give it to right here. Look at this. On this way down, we've really respected the 21 period, plus you get some help right there. So I feel like this could be a good trade. But again, we're only short here at 04. So 10 cents against us right now on this AMD short, but I'm trying to be patient with it.
Yeah, apparently the bets didn't get closed. So I just tried to throw one in there for the under on Tesla. We'll see if it went through. I have no idea if
it's only 60 cents away.
Well, I mean, because it was after 3:30, like it came at a buy imbalance. It didn't really bounce any there. I know it's still up, but I feel like I should not have moved my bid. I moved my bid when Meta started to roll back over. So I should have been taking something out here in the 30s. That would have been pretty smart because what does it do? It wicks right to the same level, 228.30 even. That was this local high over here. And now right back up and testing back into the high. Sometimes you get a little bit greedy thinking the market was rolling over more. I saw Apple, you know what? I don't think it was a bad decision. I saw Apple rolling over, the market looking weaker. I said, okay, well, if it's happening, let's get more out of the Meta trade. It makes some sense to me. Nvidia was flushing, everything looked pretty weak, and suddenly Meta has some relative strength on it. So that wicks the bottom and now wants the top. This is not a reload situation. Like when you see that and everything else is still coming down, even if you're in the money, not worth going back to the well for a third time because it's now showing some signs of relative strength. It's not enough for me to move my stop. I'll maintain the stop at that local high, but I'm not going to reload it. Doesn't make sense here. Nvidia is maybe tricking you into a short because there's a consolidation. Remember 427? That was the opening range top.
Lulling you?
Where it broke out and then kind of made support. Well, it wicked underneath that 427 and is right back above. That at least gives a trade for the close, which is we break down and hold 47, break this low here. That's 426.5. So I'm looking 426.5 breakdown with a 27 stop. 50 cents worth of risk. Still 15 minutes to go till 350, so there's time for it to get down there and make the break. If it never breaks it, I don't have to take the trade. If it gets back up to VWAP, maybe it's a fade off VWAP. But down here, I want to see it retake that local bottom and then throw my stop at the even.
Like, we're going to get stopped out of AMD again. Oh, like, look where Intel is. Oh, man, like, Intel absolutely fell. I mean, I know you're talking about Nvidia, but...
Yeah, they're both falling.
Yeah, and AMD's not, which is the kind of the stupidest part about all this.
Which chart's AMD?
I think that AMD gets upgraded tomorrow. So just wait to see, because I feel like they just tested to see if there's any liquidity down there at 110. So I would be surprised if this gets upgraded tomorrow and we come in and this is at 113 or 114 tomorrow. So mark that down and let's just see what happens for that tomorrow. Not just because we're short, because I think it's going to get upgraded. Why would I be short, right? But I just feel like that was just a tester down there and just screwing with people down here at 110. So let's wait. We just got stopped out, but we still have a small piece left. Do we add to it? I mean, I don't know. Let's just wait. Let's not Amazon ourselves and just keep on shorting it all the way up again. All right, so we were initially long. We got stopped out. Then we went short. And we stopped out again. So a little bit of back and forth there. Not great at all with AMD. And there we go, man. That's why I said do not ever count out Tesla, because it's right back to that level.
Boo.
So there it is now, going right back to the upside. There goes Tesla. So
I just put
nice
200
move.
on that being...
I know, that's why you got to bet what you think, not when the odds are just in your favor.
That's
man.
how
I know. So I know, but that's.
I have like this method that I'm trying to put on in those bets where it's like I don't really bet. Like Sean said, I don't really betting what I think. I'm looking for like a strategic opportunity, like time wise, or just relatively speaking, everybody wants one way, so I'm going to get 10-1. I'll just go the other way. Let's just give up on Lucid. 575 has been an absolute brick wall on the stock. So I have a trail at 580. If it breaks 580, I'm out of this. It's time to give up. It's 336 near the end of the day. It was a great breakdown trade. Now that you're underneath, oh yeah, Google wants to go higher. So I think Google gets to 123 and I'm out.
It's probably that imbalance,
but
man.
If you look at like Lucid underneath 6, even if it's just because it holds 575, I want to come right back to looking at this short underneath. Until it's back above $6, why wouldn't it just trend to 5? And then find a bid somewhere down there. At some point, people are going to start spec buying this like crazy. And until that happens, you just look for the short until it's no longer a short. So, it needs to run some stops, or in this case, I think take out the $6 level. I think it has a chance to get to 5. I'm probably going to get stopped out in Meta. Like I said, whoops, I'm still on Google. Okay, never mind. Google's going higher. I meant to, there. That's the fail. We'll stop the fail on Meta. That's what I meant. So I had a chance to get more out in front of 82. I did not. I pulled my bid and tried to get lower. And then Meta, no reload because that showed me a sign of strength right back up through the high. So we're out there. I was showing the 15-minute chart because I wanted to zoom out to show you Alphabet yesterday. So if you see, I wasn't here, but you had the close going back 2 days at 123 and then a rejection of 123. So not really just it's not just that it's an even dollar. That's why I'm getting out in front of 123. Has more to do with the rejection of that level for 2 days in a row, essentially.
All right, welcome, guys. What's up to chimps? Yeah, I like that little emoji that you got in there. Some chimps going through. All right, so.
Where?
The latest guy named Chimps.
He won.
Right here. What do you mean? Won what?
He won the slots.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you can win slots. Yeah,
I never win the slots. Well, oh, shoot. I have an
won them
Amazon
before.
order still
Hold on
in
a
there.
second.
I'm like,
Let's
why
see
am
if
I
I
in
can-
Amazon? Like,
see if
oh,
I
yeah,
can
because
win
it's at
this.
96. That's why.
Have a drink. I hear some revenge trading. Yeah, I should have a drink. Nah, it's fine. But yeah, you're right though. We did. AMD just went up and down there, so that's all. That's the only thing that. And then Intel did go to the downside, but we're still up on both those names. So it's revenge trading a little bit, but not so much. But I do appreciate the super chat. Thank you so much for that. And I'm gonna wait to see. I still do have AMD on. We're short right here.
Have
at
a
37.
banana cognac.
I was trying to. Yeah, I'm gonna get some banana cognac. I was gonna give it to 60s, which I thought.
Amazon 130, by the way.
Oh, Amazon 130.
Yeah.
Okay, well, we have so little on. Oh, wow.
This is just going to break it.
Tesla
like,
back
why am I
above,
even...
by the way. Okay, so.
Like, I know it's going to break. That's the crazy thing about it. Like, you take it. I'm short at 98.
Whatever.
97.5 actually is my price. But, like, you take it this late in the day. Like, it's so binary. There's some size on the offer here, about 500,000 shares on the offer at 130. I just want to adjust my stop because I was going to reverse into the long. I don't know if I want to go long at 340, so I'll probably just go with the short. At some point, you only pick one direction, I find, with something like this. So I'm just going to adjust my stop and not want to reverse.
It's going to blast.
I think it's going to blast it, but if I get slipped at this time, I don't know if I want it. I don't know why I have SoFi up there on level 2. There you go. Now you can see it. So there's the offer. You can see the offer.
What order you're using?
Yeah, I'm using Edge A.
Okay.
Edge A's been giving great fills as a stop. How I got that, whatever what the heck was that IPO recently?
Kava.
Kava. The Kava fill at 40, where I got 90. I got 96s short when that broke 40, and that was an Edge A stop, and it was fantastic. So I'm short here, but you can see that level that I'm short in front of on 130. This is a pure scalp trade.
Here we go.
If it starts to break down, the first 10, yeah, there it goes. And I got a good fill there. That was like no slippage at all.
Good.
Okay,
man.
first of all, that's him. Okay, that doesn't even make any sense. Okay,
I
there it
went
is.
short in front of it too and got out. You have to get out.
Oh, I should have reversed.
We talked about that.
I
was
canceled my reverse long,
Yeah,
and
that
the
was the
reverse
big
long was
reverse.
good.
That
Was good. Damn it! I should have still gone both ways because it went right up to 130.23, and I got 6s there. So not a ton of slippage, but if you reverse long, it's an instant like 15 pennies there that you can just quickly scalp out of. I didn't do it, unfortunately. So hopefully Amazon now takes us to the promised land, which will be the high of the day, because the NASDAQ wants it. Amazon broke the high. NASDAQ, a good shot to take out 15.2 on a buy and bounce. Remember, it's 780 million to buy. Maybe that's another reason I should have just still gone long on that reversal play. I shouldn't have canceled it. Well.
Tesla is at day's high and ripping 264.50.
Oh, the irony that I lost on a Tesla long too.
It's just so stupid because I was like, oh, I'm betting long, and that was when it was down here at 262 and change. But there it continues to go, man. So yeah, again, congratulations anybody that has Tesla right here, as that just continues to march higher and higher and higher right now. Wow, this market really, I mean, we were long Tesla to begin with and got out, but there it goes,
Holy
man.
Meta.
I wasn't going to hold it all the way to that. There we go, upside. Amazon was the missed trade opportunity because it just broke 130, and when things are breaking at the end of the day, you got to take the long and not the short in front of it. We saw that with Apple. We've seen that with Amazon a couple times, and there it goes. Huge move to the upside. Should have been long on that break. It's kind of an easy trade, to be honest.
I'm mad at myself for not taking the long.
So there it is.
That's
we should
stupid.
be, that's for sure. There it goes, 130.20 and still going. I'm mad at myself, really, and again, it's not revenge trading, but I am mad at myself for this trade because AMD, we had that long at 110. And you know what? It broke by 15 cents. But the thing is that my stop was like at 109.95 or something like that. So, there it is. And that's just sucky because, we had that log right back in the money, 50 cents. But still could come down, I mean, I'm not going to sit here and
I'm not in
cry over
Amazon, by the
spilt
way.
milk. No, Amazon
I'm out of Amazon. The position board is not
short?
correct.
I'm not in it
not still
either.
short that.
I've still got some good shorts on, though. We got Shopify on. We've got Lucid on. Oh, I was going to talk about Lucid. It's not doing anything. So if you did want, hey, Neil, what's up?
We got a super chat. I was going to get to that, but.
Okay, what is the super chat? I was going to talk about Lucid not moving in case people were wondering.
It's me. It's a me. So thank you for the super chat. It's me. 420. I can't even imagine why you would have chosen that one. And by the way, Saskatchewan, get angry. I'm not going to get angry. You don't want to see me when I'm angry. But no. It's like there's frustration and there's anger, right? So the frustration was all day long I had to stop to go long at 130, and because of the time of day, I allowed myself not to do it. The other thing that's frustrating is, remember what I was saying? Yeah, that wick down on Meta, that showed a sign of strength. We're not going to reload it a third time. The other way to play that would have been, just take the breakout through that high if you think it's showing signs of strength. So again, another opportunity where I saw the opportunity of strength in there to not go into the reload. And instead of just stopping out, that was a good reverse Meta right back at the high of the day and breaking the top right now. I'm not shorting it off this level. I know I have my lines drawn here, but that's not a hard stop at 84. Just to zoom out, these are the channels I was working with. And I'm going to leave these in for the week, actually. So these are maybe even for next week as well. This would have to get into this zone and show me a rejection there, but not at this time of day. When I play a zone like this, that's usually for the open and maybe midday, but at the end of the day, it's a little bit tricky because I want to see how far it travels, then set the trade up with the stop at the high. Like I'd be getting short inside the range with a stop at the high. You might be putting up 60 or 70 cents worth of risk depending on where it turns. And at 345, you don't want to be risking 70 cents on Meta. So that's more a tomorrow thing, this 84 to 85 channel.
All right. All right. So we got to watch out here because we're getting close. I mean, AMD is just 5 cents away from getting stopped out of this last piece, which, yeah, I mean, I'm pretty angry because we didn't have, we got stopped out of that long. And we knew that there was something brewing there, and especially when the market was long. AMD, good level there. There it is. Okay, that's fine. We could just move off of it now. It's long, AMD, and that's fine. Someone just said, watch about JP Morgan. We can have a quick look at that. 139. This was like 143 yesterday, wasn't it? Okay, yeah, so down 2% right now, bouncing off 139 and starting to go back to the upside again. I never want my charts to crash because all these wicks just keep on showing back up again. Again, yeah, down to 139. Quickly here on Shopify. We do have Shopify out if it breaks 40. So this is going to be a good one. We're still in the money, 61 cents. We did let this go all the way down to 63. Probably should have sat there and took it out, but right now 63.40, giving some back on this move back to the upside for sure today. Amazon came all the way back as well. So, yeah, right back down to 130.
The market hasn't broken the 15.2 yet.
But it broke the high.
The market broke the high, so a couple of things are happening at the top.
It's gonna break now.
Yeah, like we're at the top, but we haven't broke the even on the NASDAQ. And I'm watching like Google. I'm still in that long in Google. It's double tapping 122.90. It's not even getting to 123. So on that note, if it does not break here and get to 123, we reject 90. I think I just get out in front of 350. Just take it and run. We're still in Lyft, but I mean, does that even, not Lyft, in Lucid, but does that matter? Someone was asking about Lyft. That's why it was on my brain. Yeah, if we don't break this now, I'm just going to get out underneath 80. So either we break the top and I get 123 or maybe a little bit better, or it breaks 122.80 and I get out. So I have a trailing stop effectively there. So someone had asked about Lyft, and that's why I just said that off the top of my head. Not off the top of my head. But strong day for Lyft, up that 5%. You were mentioning Uber before,
yes.
52-week highs. So probably in sympathy is my guess. But it's back above $10. It's above the 50 period on the daily. It's a lot of things out there. However, look at 11. Because the last time I was up at 11, why am I missing data on this chart? Anyways, $11 potential breakout to look for if Lyft wants to continue this move. Look at it nicely bounce off the 50 period at 950. Another way to play this would be, okay, tomorrow maybe you look at the 50 and the 10 level every 50 cents until it gets to 11. But this could be the start of something. You get a V-shaped bottom, then a breakout from that V-shape. You hold a 50 period on the daily. Those are all things that set up a bit of a bullish trend. So what if it's riding the coattails of Uber? You can still trade it.
Yeah, Lyft is good, man. Lyft had that bottom of $8. Well,
the company itself, like they had the new CEO came in and he was, I don't know, he's been every time he's talked to the media on the conference call, he's been very short. And the investors haven't liked the fact. He's not really giving a lot of details on how they're going to turn it around. And so people want to hear how you're going to do it because you're losing market share. And you can't get into a price war with Uber because we know how that ended last time. And it wasn't good for, it wasn't good for either one of them, but it was worse for Lyft.
Yeah, I mean, that's why, I've never owned Lyft. So, okay, Root, yeah, what's up, Havana Woody? Followed you, by the way, on Twitter, as you know. All right, let's go. Let's just keep on watching what's going on here in the market. Yeah, let's. Amazon's still bouncing around. I'm just waiting. So I have these imbalances up. We could check Palantir quickly. These are not local. These are from this morning. So please ignore the size right now. Palantir still breaking now back above 14. Please don't crash.
Crash.
No, it did not. Okay, so again, not doing anything in the afternoon. I wanted to see that for myself to see what exactly was happening, but it doesn't look like much. They're on PLTR, so we're going to have a hard pass on that one for now. Amazon's holding above 130. What I'm looking for is an update in this. So at 350, this is all going to update. The current number we had was 776 to buy. So those are all New York names. Let's let these NASDAQ names sort of load up because we have some interesting things develop. I want to go short right now on AMD. Like, this is a perfect time to do it, I feel like. It's just, if this imbalance comes out a buy, and for some reason, like I said, it's probably, remember I said tomorrow when this was at 110 that this is probably going to get upgraded, and then we see tomorrow 113, 114. So let's just see if that does come into play tomorrow. But we're going to wait for it. I would much rather short this right now against this level. But if AMD comes out a bid in less than a minute, then
Remember Nvidia the other day?
it's going to rip up.
It was like right on the. It was right at a high on the turn of the imbalances, and you could have just sat 10 cents in front of it.
Yep.
And just gambled that okay, it's going to turn here when the imbalances come out, and you're risking essentially to the top, and it was
I don't like
gold.
that word gamble.
But that's what it is, because I don't know which way the imbalances are going to go. Are they going to flip at 55? Like those are, you can make the play. But if the risk to reward favors a coin flip, like risk 20 cents to make $1, then suddenly coin flip isn't that bad.
The only problem is when you're that close,
You get wicked out.
Right. It could it could be a sell, but people hit the buy just because, and then. All right, well, now we're only 10 seconds away. If you are located anywhere but here in Toronto, Ontario, and you're wondering, hey, what's the lag like? Right now it's 3:49:53, 54, 55. So in 4 seconds, we're going to get an update right now for everything. And I'm just going to watch AMD and see what happens right now. So there it is. You see what happens? It goes up to 84.85 right there. I don't know what it is. NASDAQ, so Intel buy, Google buy, Microsoft buy, Lucid buy, Tesla buy, Starbucks buy, Amazon buy. Holy shoot.
Get up.
How big is this number going to be? This is in the billions.
It's going to be, has to be in the
There it
billions.
is, 3.5 billion. So 3.5 billion, as everything's probably shooting to the north side right now. Microsoft 340 again. Wow. I mean, not that's wow, but there it goes. Nice move upside there for Microsoft, bouncing off 340. Maybe that's a short until it breaks it.
TSM to sell. That's weird.
TSM to sell. Yeah, I mean, these names are buys, but they're not really ripping up. So that's the one thing there. Microsoft did touch 340 though.
So Google went right to 123,
short this.
exactly 123, and is kind of turning around here. I would have expected it would break. It is that time of day. I said I would do it. If it gets, I basically want to have a 10-cent trail on this. I'm not going to give it much room. If it can't hold on to the top, usually you can have reversals at an even dollar. Like we were just talking about this with Nvidia. Oh, I'm out. So I just got I got 89s there. We were just talking about this with Nvidia the other day. It couldn't break through the top when the imbalances hit, and it was at like 440. You could have had 39.90, and it just went. I went to the downside, gave you $1.50. So maybe Google breaks higher, but the first thing it did on all those buy imbalances was test the even dollar and reject it. I'm going to get out of Dodge. I punched out of Lucid. Any guesses at where Lucid bounced off of? $5.75. So sometimes it's just like it was a 6 break to 575, and that's it. That was your trade. And tomorrow maybe we're looking at a 75 break to 550. I don't know. But if it does that, I'll probably take it. Why not? Just make the trade if it's there. I guess the market doesn't want to be above 15.2. The market just rejected it again. Amazon, that 130 break, if you took it, the initial move to like 130.30, that was it. It's right back at 130 even. So I don't want to be over trading in this market with 7 minutes to go here. Not much is setting back up. If I was going to take something, it would have been just trying to fade something off that high of the day. I was long Google. I guess I could have done it with Alphabet. But even as I say that, now it's breaking 123. So if I had done that anyways, yeah, you would have been stopped out on 123. That just broke, just got to 01s. My hands are off the keyboard. This wants to go higher. I just trailed out of it with 7 minutes to go. Google seems like it's on one. And if you're counting, I love what Google kind of did today. So this got lost. Like Alphabet wicked under 120 and is going to recover to close at the high of the day. So it had this big consolidation from the last move up above 120 into 129. Too many wicks on that chart. And then it gets underneath very briefly. So 120 bottom yesterday, wicks under at the open, holds higher. This is the kind of move that can have legs at least to like 26 or maybe back to that 129 level. So my initial thought will be look for longs in Google till it gets to 26 or 29. Doesn't mean I have to go long, but I will be looking back long again after I see 120 hold the way it did today.
All right, well, I don't feel bad about it because we've done this trade, and whoopsies, it's AMD. We took that short again. It came into that level that I liked at 80. We talked about why we liked that right there. The imbalances didn't really scare it. If you can come over to my screen just quickly, we'll go to Brendan in a second. I just want to show this trade quickly. It came into that level. The imbalances didn't run it. So when I saw that, we went back into the short. So right now we're 20 cents in the money. What's up, Brendan?
All right, the man, Trader Pride, beside me, getting set up for after the close, coming up in a few minutes here. What are you looking at today?
Gonna look at the oil sector, very hot sector today. We're also gonna look at the chip sector, which has been very much in play. You've seen me trade that. Couple stocks that were called out from last night's late night show. So we'll look at Pixie, even Overstock, which came out with the pretty good news for, I guess, good news for themselves. So we'll look at a couple of those and any other movers that show up on our scanners provided by our friends from Trade Ideas. So come check me out at 4 o'clock. We'll be live.
Best part is you don't have to do anything. You just stay there. Don't touch anything. It just happens automatically. Trader Prad coming up here, guys, in a few minutes.
That is right. That is the key. Do not go anywhere. Do not do anything. I think it's a fantastic show. We heard Randy at some point is going to join Prad. I know we're looking to do it at some point. I have a couple of days each week where we don't. You have one day in the week where you have one activity. We have a couple of nights where we have none. Which is,
I can blow that all off.
Although it doesn't always, yeah. I mean, we can always make sure to make accommodations for that. But yeah, it's gonna be a lot of fun. I think it's a fantastic format. Whoa, the market now 15.2's gone.
Did AMD reverse?
Nasdaq took out 15.2. Yeah, this is still Google. I was just tweeting something out for that. Amazon's still at that high of the day. But what just happened? Nvidia is the one that made the bigger move there.
Yeah, Nvidia, I was just watching. No,
355. Nvidia paired off and went $1.70 straight up to 430 again. So that's the bulls coming back into the market.
Nvidia was a short off 350?
Well, it was moving down. I don't know if it was, all I know is at 355, it jumped to $1.70. So I didn't see the imbalance on Nvidia. Whatever it was, right at 355, it just moved to the upside.
Oh, man. Wow. Like, honestly, I'm starting to trying to figure out what's going on here at 350 because, like, that AMD, like, wow, I'm just, like, wild stuff there. Like short, like I got out, I got right back into that short. Like it did that Nvidia. That's what I was wondering. So it's a good thing you talked about that because I was like, what did AMD just do right there? But we just got like, okay, now we're 50 cents in the money. Like, okay, we're short AMD at 110.80 right now. So there it is. We'll take a 40. Thank you very much. Nice move to the downside. I'll take another one right here if we can get it. Like that kind of collapsed to the downside right now. For advanced micro devices. Again, remember, these are just market functions here at the close. I was trading it against that high of 85 for sure. So I'm happy about that. But the movement right now is just to do with these on close imbalances, right? I mean, it's not like it hit that level and then decided to drop down 50 cents. Like, so trade it accordingly. But there it is again. Remember, this was a small piece. We were getting them out down here. And then at 55, we had less than half left. So when it did flip up, we did wind up taking, I guess, well, for some reason we got it at 95 there. So I don't know. But anyways, we wind up taking about a 15 cent hit, maybe not even. I thought it was more than that, 95s. No. So less than that, yeah, about 15 cents. And then we just make back 50 right now back on the backside of this trade. So there we go. AMD making a little bit. Yes, sir. Okay, I'm bidding 20s here just for jokes, but I guess that's going to come in and no joke on that one. Let's bid a 35 right now for AMD and just spin this, man. I mean, what a money-making opportunity there at the end of the day here on AMD. So, wow, good levels, good short, little lucky that this market's falling down there, but it was a 3.5 billion share to buy opportunity. So we just stayed short on that name, right? I mean, look at what happened. This is the difference. We talk about it all the time. Trade what's moving. Like Amazon didn't do anything since it broke 130.
It's still right there.
Right. So like if you play that game on Amazon, there's nothing there. But we played it on, even though Amazon was quite a big level here when it came out. There's Apple with a buy as well. Poor Prad, man. You're about $3 away. Yesterday, Prad said, do I think Apple will... This is just, did he think Apple would break 190? This was his bet, believe it or not.
Went by when?
That's the funniest part about this bet. He said by the end of the year.
End of the year?
Dude, it's June 22nd.
Is that what? Huh?
And he was
End
serious.
Of the year?
He was like, no, I don't think it's breaking.
Was he calling a top in the market?
Yeah. He said it doesn't break 190. Serious face.
But because if you're saying that, you are literally calling a top in the market. You're talking about Apple. Right. That is calling a top in the market.
Which is fine.
More power to you, man.
Maybe it
Go
doesn't
Michael
hit.
Burry yourself right there.
Maybe it doesn't hit, but I said it could hit by the end of the week.
But it's at 180. Was at 185. Of course it could hit by the end.
I mean, the market could be near the tops for the year. I don't have a problem with that, but that's not a great bet.
Maybe you need to run the tops again for it to make a real turn. But like today is telling you a lot of longs are back in play. Just to juxtapose what was going on that pullback in AMD, Nvidia just took out 430.
Yeah,
So
wow.
that reversal at 350, if you were ever trading on imbalances, yes, they come out at 350, but understand that at 355, there is always, not always, there's a big pairing event, and some of these names are going to pivot or continue. Like right at 355, this was weak, and then it just shot up now up like 2. It's going to end up green on the day. Nvidia, I thought no chance it was going to go green after the couple of moves to the downside. We're less than a minute to go, so that's my warning shot fired over. There you go. She was waiting for me to say that we're under a minute. Yeah, of course, we're going to have Katrina ringing the bell for you guys. Even though we didn't get to 1,000 likes, there is still time. And there's still time for Apple to break the high of the day. The market has broken the top. We're going to end pretty much at the high. That means I'm going to lose on that Tesla over-under because that's going to close near the high, actually at the high of the day as well. 2% on Tesla, highs of the day. I was only long this stock, and I should have done a heck of a lot better. Sometimes you go in there, you have the direction right, but execution matters as well. There's the countdown. It's a little bit fast. So in 5, 4, 3, 2, and ring it, Katrina.
Katrina's on the female version of the Canadian tuxedo.
Yeah.
So, good job there. Looking
But
good
is that,
with
that's
that.
not jean material.
It's not jean.
That's corduroy?
That's jean. That classifies.
No, but that's not. See, no, but the pants aren't.
No, it's not that. The color. It's all.
Oh, the color, yeah.
It's blue jeans. Like,
It's like light blue, but it's not Carolina blue. That's the key.
Hola, she says that is for sure. So, okay, let's go. I mean, what a great day that was in the market. Like, to think that we're going to finish at the highs and up what we're up is absolutely incredible today. What a rebound of a day. Like, wow.
Rebound like Dennis Rodman right there.
Yeah, that's a big one. The worm in the building there today. Getting those
Big
rebounds.
worm?
So, what?
Big worm.
Oh, what? Norman Smiley, what I was saying?
No,
before?
man, playing with my monies, playing with my emotions, Smokey.
Friday, yeah.
That's for Friday.
Okay, so that's right. So don't play with our emotions or our money live on the show, but we're going to go over to the Brendan right now and figure out what's up with the close.
Here as well, guys, even after the close. But here's how things end the day. S&P 0.32 negative for the Dow. It was all about tech. Nice bounce back after the past couple of days, 0.5% downside here in Toronto, mostly thanks to that. 4.3 under pressure there for crude oil. Oil stocks following suit downside. Positive still today for Bitcoin and Ethereum. I was just looking, $16 bottom to top for Tesla today. Crazy.
265. So what? I guess we finished above on Tesla.
Well, I mean, yeah. If you bet over, if you bet the above, you win. You definitely win.
Yeah. Not a great idea to do that. But okay, what a great day it was today. I want to thank Rahim Alani from OCI. He came through this morning. That was a big one. They're talking all about because he didn't realize that they're going to mine that asteroid.
Well, yeah.
At some point.
Mining is over the second Elon gets to an asteroid.
Yeah. So
he gets Ben Affleck and the entire team out there. I don't know. Maybe not Owen Wilson. Armageddon. That's the movie.
Yeah, no. But what was the Don't Look Up? The guy from Wolf of Wall Street.
Leo DiCaprio. That's a funny-ass movie,
not
man.
Leo DiCaprio. The
Jordan
small
Belfort.
Guy. No. The actor.
You
the shorter
confused
guy.
The actual
Jonah Hill.
Oh, Jonah Hill.
Jonah Hill. Jonah Hill. That's
Jonah
what I was
Hill.
talking about there.
Okay.
Anyways,
Well, they're
great.
both in it. That's what confused me.
Yes,
so.
100%. But DiCaprio hasn't done anything in a minute, I don't think. Maybe since then? I don't know.
Well, I'm sure he's done some things.
He's definitely done lots of things there. And it has to be half, if you know what I'm saying.
We all
on
know.
that one. So,
He's not Karl Malone, but, you know.
Karl Malone right now. Another great skit. That's Key and Peele, or was that Dave Chappelle? I'm Karl Malone.
That was Jimmy Kimmel.
Oh, that's right.
Jimmy
That's
Kimmel on The Man Show.
Yes, yeah.
Jimmy Kimmel.
Karl
believe it or
Malone.
not. I'm Karl Malone.
That was funny. Okay. Hey, look, it's Prad. He's ready to rock and roll. I want to thank everybody from Bears vs. Bulls to all the viewers out there as well. Thank you for joining us once again today. Shout out to Sharif. You're going to see Prad, so shout out to Prad coming up. And a big thanks to Max, who did the hour today. That was great. Fabian, Mark, everybody today. Thank you so much for all the help. But we are ready to rock and roll and go over to Prad. So let's do that right now. Thank you for watching, and let's throw over to Prad.
How's everyone doing? Hopefully you had a wonderful Thursday. Wait, it is Thursday. Wonderful Thursday and preparing for the next day. That's beautiful Friday. Will it be a free fall Friday?